Let's see here. Okay, it looks like everything so far is working. So I'm going to go ahead and give us our schedule breakdown. Uh, the schedule for October, because this is the last game in September, schedule in October is Blaze of Cruelty at the Door of Eternity on the 5th. That starts at 5:30 p.m. U.S. East. That's 2 games back to back. The second game starts at 8:30 p.m. We skip the second Wednesday because that's blocked off for a very good reason. And then the 19th, we have Blaze of Cruelty and At the Door of Eternity again. And then on the 23rd, we have In the Heart of Rage. So, unfortunately, we'll only play once in October with this group. And then we'll be back to the regular schedule in November. So, a little bit of a little bit of pumping the brakes on this game, but is it what it is, and calendar fell how it fell, so there's all that. Let's see, let's go ahead and do introductions. So whoever wants to go first may go first.
I'll go first. I'm Lee. I play Ben, who was not certain that I was going to survive last week, and so I'm very glad to be here, or last time.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I can go next. I'm playing Eliana Verjazabel, and she's just really happy to be in a place where she can like see in light again. That's pretty neat. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And your handle is
D. Yes.
D. Great. Okay. And next up,
I'm Darrow, and I'm playing Mordecai of Rosterford, and he has made a bunch of questionable decisions, but he is vibing with it, and it's all good.
okay. Last but not least,
I'm Apostate. I'm playing Lillian Corbett, who is glad to be out of, I think, the most evil temple that anybody's ever had to crawl through.
entirely possible. Entirely possible. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started. Last we left off, we had crawled through that evil temple. We had seen some interesting sights, got a big old lore dump, and have more or less escaped from a place that is very close to one of the Screaming Hells, Vextarak. We then find ourselves in the basin of a caldera, magma bubbling in the distance, incredible heat. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and shift into there. But first, I just remembered I had a small announcement. So that small announcement is we are going to only have 2 games in Chapter 2 for Valcast. I am dropping one of the campaigns. This is because I need more time to sleep and rest. And 3 campaigns is a lot. So, also, Hammer Song is canceled. So that was the interim campaign, the one that was supposed to do a little bridging between Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. That's canceled. I've had to rewrite it twice, and I've lost it twice. I'm not rewriting it again. I can't bring myself to do that. So that one's that one's done. That one's not happening. So go ahead and check out the news and announcements channel just for a little bit more detail. The For the War Effort campaign ended with 83% points, which is pretty good. Not the best though. So we'll be starting a new points campaign in October. Announcement about that will happen at the first October game. So keep your ears peeled for that. And that's it. We're gonna go ahead and move in to tonight's session. We find ourselves in this caldera. I could have sworn I put it on dark. I need to change something in the configuration here. Do not control the darkness. Save. Okay. I'm gonna preload the scene for everybody. That should force a reload. And okay. Lights, camera, music. action. I think I have something. I do. I have something for this. Thought I did. Great. It's a little loud. I'm just going to turn that down a bit. Okay. So you can hear the lava in the distance. Magma, really, because we're underground. But you came out of the cave system that was the Coward's Path, and you arrive in this caldera, blistering heat, assaulting your body, assaulting your senses, just the smell of burning hair, probably inside your nostrils. That's just getting completely toasted. And while it is moderately brighter in here because there is quite a bit of magma lighting the way, it is still dark in this section where you begin. Just make sure that that's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Yes, it is. Okay. And we find ourselves with one question, one point of order before we move on. And that is, does anyone want to bring along a squad member, or do we want to leave it as the group that we have here? A squad member would reduce your XP rewards by one person in the division. However, that may not be a whole lot of impact there. Speaking of XP rewards, I gotta change the mode. Hold on. What's going on here with that? Speaking of XP rewards, I would really like it if this worked. Come on, buttons. Okay, that's fine. That won't work then. Let's see, we have something for this. So does anybody want to bring along a squad member?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I
Mordecai
will
will
pass as
pass.
well.
All right.
I'm also gonna pass, I think.
Okay. Utility. Bane Knights. This is you guys. This person's dead. This person's no. We're gonna see if this works. Well, that's not what I want. Why is this so difficult? Why did they make this so fucking difficult? Yeah, you can't, award XP very easily anymore.
I think they did it just to get under your skin, CJ.
I think so too, because it used to just be easy. I could click a button and it would just do it. But
It's specifically just to test your abilities, that's all.
yeah, I am getting a little bit of echo on you, D. It might be because Paolo's mic. I don't know.
It could be. It could be. I'll turn on push to talk.
Okay.
I've been having a lot of crackling. I don't know if anyone can hear
if-
my voice crackling.
You're not crackling right now. You're in good shape. So.
The
Beautiful.
very start a little, but it's cleared up.
Oh.
Thank you, dear.
Yep.
I have an ice cream delivery. Man. What the fuck? Okay. If you can, award yourselves. Wait a minute. Is this why? Oh, this is probably why. It probably defaulted to something that I didn't expect it to. Hold on. We recently... Level advancement without... Okay, experience points, please. Thank you. Okay, everybody reload. Recently, everybody, we updated to the new version of the system here, and that took away my XP. Apparently, I didn't know that. My bad. So, you guys should still have your levels, though. Yes, you do. Okay. There we go. Now this should work. I'm trying to reward you all. And I really should have tested this out beforehand. So that's my bad. Yes, there we go. Okay. Each gets 1,000 points award. Did that work?
Not popping up yet.
Okay, that's dumb. Alright, I gotta just remember to give you 1,000 points each. Let me just do this. I'm just gonna do this. Plus 1,000. There we go. Plus 1,000. Oh, yours is already where it should be. No, I broke it. 17,386 is what you should have. 17,386 for Ben there. 17,386. Why is yours 17,386? There. Fixed you. 17,386. I'm just gonna put it there. 17,386. Is it? No, that's okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, now we can start.
Now, I do believe I gave someone Eyes of Night in the last session, so they should be able to see in the dark, but I cannot remember who got it.
Okay. That would have been Eliana, I believe, because she is, or Lillian, because those two are the only ones who can't see in the dark. However, whatever happened between our first sentence with you, Darrow, and now, the crackle is back. And it's bad. So if you shifted, if you even moved an inch, do the opposite.
Okay.
It definitely would have been me. I know Lillian can see in the dark, so.
That's not a. Is it a racial feature with a Lillian? It should. It might be. Hold on.
Kakanites, I'm pretty sure, get it.
The other person may have been Caraxia, because Caraxia doesn't have that ability.
Oh yes, that's possible.
Yeah, so it probably was the captain.
I think it might have been the captain, yeah.
Yeah, you do get. I don't know why it
Because
doesn't.
I've been providing dark vision via dark vision for Eliana.
There we go. 60 feet for you, Lillian. There you go. You can see again. And let's see here. And you have. Do you have the spell burnt, or do you have all your spells right now, Ben?
I have the dark vision lasts 8 hours, so I have not burned the spell yet.
Okay. It was definitely more than 8 hours that you guys were down there and in the intermediate space. So since you have all your spells, yeah, that would make sense.
Thanks, pal.
No problem.
Thanks, buddy. Okay. Another notice, I have removed the MIDI quality of life and a couple of the other automation things because they have been, in the past few updates, more trouble than they are worth. They're a huge pain in my ass right now, and I'd rather not have them than have them.
You've also removed them because there is no MIDI QOL that currently works with the updated system.
It updated today. I still don't want to deal with it, so.
No, the update today still doesn't work with the new system.
Okay, but no skin off my bones then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're not missing much.
Did you burn the spell yet, Lee?
Yep.
Okay, I'll give her. What is it? 60 feet.
Yep.
60 feet of temporary dark vision. Eliana, congratulations. Welcome to the club. 60 feet. Enable. There you go.
Thank God.
Ugh, now you can see. Now everybody can see, except... Oh, the captain should also be able to see. Right, is it 2 people or 3 people, Lee?
It's up to your wisdom modifier.
What's your... Oh, well, you could do the Shogun, too, if you wanted to.
Do you want to?
If you want to. You don't have to.
Teenage monarchs don't get dark vision.
Yeah, they don't deserve it, right?
It has been
That's
very
lethal.
effective in preventing him from running off.
I know that's why you're considering it. It's been pretty good at keeping him from doing something dumb. I'll just need an affirmative or a confirmation in one way or the other before we move on. That's all. They're really thinking about it, mulling it over.
Dara, are you having audio issues? Because we can't hear you right now.
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're asking for you confirmation of Eyes of Night. You can share it with up to Wisdom modifier.
yes. Then yes, I'm giving it to. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about. Okay, never mind. Yeah, go ahead. I'm giving it to. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We're done with our fucking accounting. Let's play. Let's actually play now. A lot of this could have been avoided had I actually, you know, tested things out beforehand. So, okay. I think I have a read-in for this. It's real quick.
The one bit of counting you still have left is, I remember we talked about it. I think you put it in the system, but I do know how to have the ability once the folks meet me or we encounter any shenanigans to deploy my familiar.
Oh yeah, here you go. Here's Ral.
Yeah, like I know you created it. You just need to give me permission.
Yeah, tiny Al.
Yep.
Hold on, I just need to give you the ownership of it. Okay.
There you go. Thank you.
Yes. Size 0.5. Okay. Now that should be it. That should be everything now. Okay. So I have a read-in. We're gonna do this because it's been a while. As you rise from the depths, escaping that unknown temple, you feel heat bombard your body. Sweat begins to soak your clothing. An urge to escape the rising temperature comes to the front of your mind. As you leave the stair, you enter a bright cavern. You can hear the magma boiling, the steam hissing, neither too far away. The mosaic beneath your feet is partially covered in ashes. To the left and right are statues of hellish, dog-like creatures. Not quite the beasts that you overcame in the temple, but of a similar morphology. Oh, ahead is a soft blue glow from some crystals in the ground. The path splits off in two directions. So, everyone must make a Constitution saving throw. The DC is 5. Do not fail. That was really close, Mordecai.
Now, question. Since they haven't met me yet, do I need to make the saving throw?
You do need to make the saving throw. You are here now. You have arrived.
Okay, and given that I have the fire resistance, do I still need to make the saving throw?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm remembering how to do this in the old.
Okay.
There we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The captain is immune. And the Shogun rolled well. And Cypher Shy has resistance. So here we go. Very good. Okay. No one suffers from a level exhaustion. And we'll do this again in an hour. So, the other thing we need to do is you need to make another Constitution saving throw. This is for the toxic fumes that are present in the chamber.
Why did I not take guidance?
Ooh.
Yikes!
I will say, actually, sorry, before people start rolling that, if I identify that the toxic fumes are about...
Yes, they're naturally it's sulfur. It's, ammonia gases, that sort of real nasty. Really, Mordecai? Really? It's that real sort of nasty shit that will like drop you almost immediately. Yeah, so you could, your nose immediately is repulsed by the air in here. So yeah, you'd know it. You could feasibly cast bless.
Okay.
What would bless do?
I don't have bless. I've got guidance.
Oh,
But
guidance,
just
yes.
add a d4.
Yes, guidance would add a d4. So, since I haven't read the results to you yet, you may add your d4s. Oh, good, a 2.
Up to 8.
Mm-hmm. You're a
Should I add
12.
my D4 to mine?
If you would like. Let's see. Eliana's got a very fat 26.
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good. Let's see. Okay, Captain. Con save. Ooh, yikes. And the, nat 20, let's go. And Psych Shy. Okay, 12. Alright. Everyone who got less than a 12, you are poisoned. So the
Beautiful.
Yep, the captain is poisoned. And that is also Liliana, who is poisoned. Lillian, who is poisoned. Why did I say Liliana? Okay. Poisoned. Yeah, let's see. Anybody else less than a 12? No. Great. Wonderful. On subsequent saving throws, which we will again repeat this after an hour, you will take poison damage and gain a level of exhaustion as well. Creatures that are resistant or immune to poison or being poisoned automatically succeed, and that's nobody as far as I can tell. So, Mordecai, you didn't roll for Crow.
My boy. Oh my god, my boy. All right, hang on.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
The stuff from my explorer's pack does not exist in my inventory.
Oh, oopsie.
Okay. So that was the fire con
Okay.
save, or the heat con save. Yeah. And the poison.
Okay, he's good on the poison, which is really the one that sucks the most at the moment. All right, so the
That's
scene
my boy.
is yours now.
What do we know about this crystal right here?
You could take a look at it if you'd like.
I think
Mordecai.
Ben would also want to make a nature check, I suppose, if it's a naturally occurring crystal.
Certainly.
Combat turn is up. I can't move.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
What?
You have
Who are we
something
in
to tell
combat
us.
with, DM?
You guys aren't in combat as far as I can see. What the fuck is going on with the system today? Okay, here's a solution. Begin. And then
I know it. We're in combat.
and then end. Try moving.
Nope.
No?
Yeah, no.
Okay. All right. I know what I'm doing now. Let's see here. This is going to cause a reload. So, sorry. We're removing that. We're removing this. We're removing this. And we're removing this. Save. I apologize. Again.
Could it be that we were still in combat on the other map or something?
No.
I don't know if that would work.
No, that map's not even activated. It shouldn't apply at all. Okay. Pause, unpause. You should be able to move now.
Everyone check your coin pouches. Maybe you're carrying around a tiny mimic.
I can move.
You can?
Yeah.
Same. Yep.
Oh, thank God. I was scared. Okay. one thing at a time. See, I can always move tokens. I can't really test that. So, yeah. So you guys can make a nature check on that if you would like.
Guys, all
You're crackly again, Mordecai.
I can't win.
You can't win.
It's not something that would qualify for an Arcana check, would it? To see if
Potentially.
there's any...
Potentially.
Okay. Then I will attempt the Arcana check then.
Okay.
Because my nature skills suck, but I can maybe figure out if there's something related to magic with regard to this crystal.
All right. So, while you guys are investigating,
And I don't know if we still have the D4 from the guidance, or if that's a one-time thing. I forget how that works.
It's a cantrip, so if you have the spell, you can cast it on yourself when you make a check.
Okay, well, I don't need it at the moment, but I was just making sure. I was trying to remember if the one from the saving throw carried over, or if it was just the saving throw. My brain is a little scrambled at the moment.
right. What was I saying?
The results of basically the crystal checks.
Right. Okay. So you have a 12, you have a 20, you have a 10. Mordecai, you're not familiar with this crystal formation. It's out of the ordinary, that's for sure. Ben, you believe it's one of the crystalline forms of hydrilium. You're just unsure of which it is. And Mythlaya, you know it's magical. And while you all are making this investigation on this crystal, the captain says, I've brought Mythlaya here, promoted her to acting sergeant for now, in charge of Praxia's old squad. She is somewhat practiced with magic, is my understanding, so a little bit of additional help here. I am real sick and tired, by the way, everyone, of finding out that people under my command have magic in this fashion. So if you'd like to say now that you are a capable spellcaster, please do so before someone dies and I have to replace them. Thank you. And then she starts coughing.
Actually, yes. I think Ben didn't have it out in time for the first save, but Ben will approach Lillian and hand one bottle of antitoxin, and then the captain, and basically say, as we get on, if you start feeling like it's getting harder to breathe, drink this down. It should help you.
And what if I'm already feeling it?
It doesn't last forever, so if it feels like it's getting worse, would be the best time to use it. Mechanically, it'll only help on the next save, so there's no point in drinking it now.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, thank you.
What does Alithana look like? Or Mythlaya look like?
Go ahead, Mythlaya.
Make sure I'm unmuted. For some reason I thought I was muted. She's average tiefling size, a little shorter than most of you folks. Probably definitely one of the younger members of the group here. Kind of nods at Cypher-Shy. It's fellow former experiment, I see. Nice to meet you.
I do not wish to be called that.
I did not wish to be that either. So, believe me, we're probably perfectly aligned in that regard.
I recognize you.
Probably.
Can't say that about everyone who has traveled in our circles. And she looks at the captain. But you were describing your character. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Jim tends to, even though the Corinthian military colors do not include purple. Clearly, she has decided to do a bit of adorning herself more to her taste. Uh, kind of reddish and pretty much like the token appears. Horns curled back over her head, and a nifty little tail that occasionally she tries not to get caught on things. It's like not necessarily the most graceful in the world, but uh, kind of bows at the rest of the party. It's like, nice to meet you, folks. According to the captain here, y'all are all very capable folks, and y'all recently had a horrible incident. And I think I'm supposed to kind of help take care of the resulting gap in abilities caused by that incident. She didn't tell me much more than that.
It's war. You can imagine what happened, kid. To be clear, teenager, right? Like, no child
Yeah.
of Ahladoon is older than, like, 17.
Right, and younger than Shifazai.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cyphershai is the oldest at 19.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
Yep.
think that's why I asked, because I think Eliana's even a little startled by that, of like a kid getting promoted into acting sergeant is something.
Yeah.
So definitely takes her aback.
This like I may be young, but if you'd been through the kind of shit we went through, kind of glance includes Cypher Shy. You would have aged way beyond your years as well.
In any case, Cap, it's hydrillium. I'm told that's incredibly valuable. How many pounds does it look like it's part of a larger ore? Does it look like it's like sitting there? Does it look like it was placed intentionally?
It's in the ground. It's kind of been like uncovered by perhaps movement, or some other creature had come through here and uncovered it. But it is naturally forming, so it's part of a vein. However, hydrolium in crystal form is extremely volatile. So extraction is a delicate process. You can't just like take a pick at it and whack it. You have to pry it out from the rock around it, or you have to magically extract it, because it will explode and kill you. So that's the difficulty there. The captain says it's extremely valuable. If we could gather some of it, that would be very helpful for the enchanting process. If we could leverage some of your magical skills to do that, it would certainly help our quartermaster here, Lillian, to improve our chances of survival. But we should not linger longer than necessary, if possible.
Take a small sample and we'll send a team back to extract the rest of it once we have some parameters.
Feasible.
All right. I guess, would I know how to safely, like, crystal, when you're harvesting, you try and get it along the planes, the cleavage planes.
Yeah.
Is it a similar process with hydrolium?
Yes, you would want to approach it from an angle that is not direct. to put it in layman's terms. So you'd want to like shovel out the sides around to see where the edges of it are, and then try to like chisel out a piece of it from kind of the back so that you can pop it out, more or less.
Pop, to clarify, we're thinking of breaking off a chunk basically along its natural fracture line.
Yes, exactly. You're at the very. I'm trying to describe this properly. You don't know where those fracture lines specifically are and how deep they go, so you would need to like extract a little bit, excavate a little bit more of it.
Right. Um, I guess yeah. Ben will start using Move Earth to just excavate around it without touching it.
Mold
And
earth.
yeah, Mold Earth, right?
Yeah,
Sorry, the
okay.
cantrip version.
Yeah. So with this spell, you could just extract the entire chunk.
Oh yeah.
It would just
Okay.
it would take a little bit, but you could do that.
Is it under 500 pounds?
The chunk itself, yes, it is a light material.
Okay, in which case, yeah, I will spend the time and then cast ritual cast floating disc.
Okay.
So we're just carrying a bomb behind us. Like, to be clear, like that's what we're doing.
It's a bomb, yes.
An incredibly valuable bomb.
Sure.
This vein is worth 4 crystals, so I'm going to create a new pile and put it there.
All right.
They are so light that they do not register as weighted on your sheet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're almost like in an airy sort of way. They're made up of a metal and a magical substance. It's like condensed wellspring energy that has attached itself to the metal hydrolium. This is the aquate version of the crystal, so it is more water elemental than it is anything else. Elementally charged than anything else. Not an elemental, but you know what I'm trying to say. You can tell that from now that you've got it in your hands. You're like, this makes me feel soaked. I feel soaked touching this,
Right.
you know, which is not a pleasant feeling. So,
Indeed.
but they're essentially weightless.
All right. Yeah. If that doesn't take too long, then Ben, I'll hand 3 of them to Lillian and say, "You mind if I hold on to this one to just? I feel like I could do something with it."
Oh, delightful.
Just give me the bomb.
It's always
Now-
a good day when Ben has something for me.
I guess a
The
question.
sarcasm.
Go ahead.
I guess a question for you. How long does that process take? Like, is it like a 5-minute thing? Is it a 15-minute thing?
With the magic, he could do that in 5 minutes. It wouldn't take very long. So
Okay. So no sense in like scoping out the 2 paths while.
yeah.
No. While he is doing that, however, given that I do have a blighted friend that can fly 60 per round and I can see through their senses,
Mm-hmm.
I will at least try, although my owl has like no dark vision really, and I cannot move my owl.
Ah,
Or for
yes.
some reason at the moment I can't.
You should be able to. Oh, let me just do this again because it. I got it. Stop. Please stop pinging it. Delete. Said delete. Delete. Thank you. Let me just redo this token. It is fucking broke. Yes. Oh, that's why. Because it. Goddamn. Bullshit thing. Sorry. Okay. And then you should be under control already in your sheet, and you are. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to move it.
Well, but I need the token back.
Do I put it back? It should be right next to you.
Oh, okay. Now it's a larger token. Okay.
I'm fixing the size.
Okay. That's why I wasn't. I didn't recognize it to start with because.
Yep.
Now I do. Okay. So, why is it just pinging?
Are you in the movement mode?
I'm in the. Let me try the arrow. Yeah. Let me see an arrow it.
There you go.
I can arrow it. Yeah, arrows work. Southwark. So I send it. I can send it 100 feet from me.
Hmm.
So if I send it to here, and then I just see there's this, there's just a pillar over here, right? Or what is this? There's the magma and
It's a rock.
some tall thing.
This is a rock.
Okay.
This is rock going straight up to the ceiling.
Okay, so that's like a stone column.
Yes.
Okay, and then I will go. Then I can go 100 feet from myself this way. And this kind of looks like it kind of connects to the other spot, right?
Yes, it looks like it wraps around.
Okay. So I return my friend back to me, so that way it's not in any dangerous spot here. And I relay this information to everyone. It's like it looks like there is a room of some sort on the other side of this wall that the hydrolium was up next to. There's definitely magma, things like that. I don't think I saw any creatures, but I did see this down here is a skeleton laying here on the ground, right?
Yes, that was a skeleton.
Yeah, so there's a dead person down there.
Well, only way out is through.
Honestly, I'd rather see a dead person right now than anything alive.
Yeah, let's go that way, I think.
Mordecai is going to start walking over here.
As we
Thank you.
as we proceed, Ben will say, "If we're all gonna group up and try and move without being seen, I'll cover us." And he'll cast Pass Without Trace through the staff.
Okay. Here we are. And we see much more of the cavern here. I'm going to just zoom out real quick, just for...
And I will attempt to investigate the dead person.
Sure.
Or at least this dead person.
Just a moment. Let me finish what I was saying.
Okay.
Just zoom out so we can see now the entirety of this caldera. It is quite expansive. Were this to fill up, it would be quite the volcanic eruption. You see lots of noxious fumes and gases coming off of the magma itself and out of the ground, out of vents, you assume. There is a large skeleton, claws of some kind, reaching up out of the magma itself. There appears to be some bridges that have been constructed at some point. Some other physical structures that had been carved out or constructed. And there does appear to be a small body of water to the west here as well. There is a beacon that is actively lit further in the west, and there appears to be an exit in the southwest corner of this chamber.
And what are these things over here that have like plus 25s and stuff next to them?
That would be dancing figures of smoke.
Okay, so they're dancing smoke. Okay.
You said you wanted to investigate the body.
Yep.
Okay. How do you want to do that?
Well, first of all, I just say, is it just the skeleton? Is everything else burned away? I mean,
Yeah, it's just a skeleton. It's clutching a maul. There's a big old hammer there. The maps are WYSIWYG.
yeah, I figured as much. That's the only item there has a maul of some. It looks like a fairly mundane item, I would assume.
I mean, it's a long maul. Let me see if I've got a description of it. Hold on. And no, it's just a longer maul. Seems to be well made. It's intact. It doesn't seem to have given away to heat or anything like that.
Okay, and it looks like it's humanoid.
Yep, the body's humanoid.
Okay.
Careful touching any metal that's just been sitting around here. Liable to
Maybe.
be pretty hot.
Yeah. So let's burn the spell slot here. Given that it will, if I remember, detect magic lasts for a while, right?
Certainly does. You do have
So that way.
your magical senses as well.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, in general, is there? Okay, so then I will ask, do my magical senses collect anything kind of around here, or if I need to burn the spell slot, I will.
Your magical senses are more of a passive thing. So
Okay.
you would need to do the math real quick so you can figure out how far away you can naturally sense magic. So go figure that out while we shift to Eliana, who stepped up and is next to this thing.
Yeah, I wanted to see what it is exactly.
Okay, yes. So this appears to be a shrine of some kind. Let me go ahead and open that up. The relief is in the wall, shows a mountain exploding at the top. Underneath it is a depiction of a lightless sun. Then below that, a palace. Finally, there is a creature of fire with divinity rays coming off of them, and there is an inscription.
Can I tell what language the inscription is in?
The language the inscription is in appears to be something evil because it gives you the heebie jeebies, but it's not legible for you.
I think.
Can I
Yeah.
read it by any chance?
Yes, you could read it if you approached it more closely.
Imagine. Okay, Mordecai is gonna kind of peer over your shoulder and just take a little look-see.
Okay.
Oh, Eliana has stepped fully aside. This is not her bag of tricks.
I'd like to give it a read too.
Sure, yeah. You get if you've got the journals open, you there should be a button on the left that says journal notes as well. It should be under token control somewhere, like in the same line of tools there. If you click on that, it should pop up all of the journal notes that are on the map. You should be able to double click into it.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah. I have to.
So the journal has popped up, but now how do I read it?
Well, if the text is if you blah, my brain sometimes needs to stop. If you highlight your cursor over the text, it should change to yellow. If you can click on it, it'll either turn into something legible for you, or it won't. And if it does, it means you can read it. You have one of the languages.
Oh, I see. So all it's highlighting up orange, and it just says Caldera Shrine -1-1. So
I don't. Am I
Yeah,
missing that? It's not under.
It doesn't let us click on it. It lets us select it, but it doesn't let us open it to read it. We don't have
It doesn't.
reading privileges.
I see. Okay, let me give you those. I thought when I turned it on, it would automatically give you reading privileges. Ha! I was wrong! Well, it says you should have them, but let's just make sure. Limited. Observer. I'll change it to observer.
There it is.
There, now it shows up.
There you go. Okay, that's...
I can't read it.
Mm-mm-mm. Womp womp womp.
still orange for me. Guess not.
Is it that high demonic stuff that Praxi was going on about?
Well, Lillian has high demonic. So
No, I'd be able to read that.
let me make sure that it's functioning properly. Yeah, that should be in high demonic, so let me just resave it. Yeah. There you go.
Demonic.
Boundary. There we go.
Every time I update, I find a whole slew of errors. I'm sorry that it's you guys. I'm sorry that it has to be anyone, but I'm sorry that it's you guys that we're finding this stuff with. So,
Oh, this is cool.
You gonna read it for us?
Yeah, I'm just finishing reading it myself. At the command of Nehemoth, the Darkbringer Acidos, Lord of Rage, caused the haunted mountain where Ka had fallen to explode with his rage, hollowing out the lightless palace.
Architectural tour?
So is this a volcano that basically is the result of where this happened? Is that what this is trying to say?
It sounds more like he was commanded to bury that temple, but I don't know exactly.
So it said this is where Ka has fallen. Do we know who Ka is?
This would be a religion check.
Let
Oh,
me
shit.
go do that.
I
I will
am a
give
cleric.
guidance to Lillian. So add a D4. Or you have your own
Yes.
guidance.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay, I'll give you a D4 then.
I have
Me?
no clue.
Me, a caster? It happened only once. Nice. Thank God. I was so worried. I was so afraid that that one was gonna be me.
Okay, so this is a moderately average check. Ka is known as the Soulless Reborn. Lillian, you're familiar with the legends of how the pantheon fell apart and 2/3 of it were split and sent to their own prisons, for example. Or that's kind of the way to look at it, which amounts to the heavens and the hells, right? Ka is the soulless reborn. Ka is also the one that was murdered in those stories. So he was killed by one of the light gods, and that caused the rift to start between them. And then he was raised from the dead by Nehemoth, which angered the earthly gods and caused them to, basically throw the kids in their prison, send them to their room without supper, sort of deal. So, it's a legend that this mountain range is where that happened.
Mm.
Not even just this mountain range, but this caldera even, right?
Yep. This is supposedly
And
where this happened.
and do we know if there's a volcano in the mountain region that we were trying to traverse? Is it known that there's a volcano there?
Oh, is it common knowledge that there's a volcano there? I mean,
Yeah.
not really. It hasn't been active.
Oh, okay. And I went on and did the detect magic because I'm
I see
not
that.
sure. It lasts for 10 minutes, and
Yes.
I can wander around the room, and if there is anything else that sticks out, I'm more likely to see it. So.
Yeah. The hammer itself, the maul, is magical.
I want to taking a look at the map. My sense is that we are going to need to get to the other side of this caldera through the exit at the southwest.
Yes.
One path obviously is over the magma bridges, which don't love that as an option. To the west here though, I'm having a hard time just reading that topography when it's flat. Is that like, are those cliffs rising up? Is it relatively flat ground? Is there going to be some climbing involved? I just want to have a clear sense of what that path is looking like to our west from where we're standing right now.
The terrain to the west is very difficult. It's made of volcanic rock. It's very loose, and it's also very. You're gonna have to climb some of it. There's also a lot of gas pockets rising out of there. So it doesn't appear to be an easy path. Neither path appears to be easy from a standpoint of just getting across it, right? The magma has the advantage of being solid, right? Magma isn't like it's actually shown in movies or TV or cartoons, right? It's more or less a solid surface unless it's extremely bubbly. This is flowing, but it is not like bubbling up to try to erupt. So it's not extremely liquid. It's still extremely hot, but it's more or less solid.
It's fairly viscous.
Yeah, it's, it's not like you won't sink in it, but it will still,
Yeah.
destroy you if you're in it for too long.
Yeah, so like that, to make sure I'm reading that correctly, we can cross above it and nothing is gonna like jump up out at us, at least with the magma itself. But we should,
unless there's some elementals or something living in it, in which case no guarantees.
Yeah, so, there's no like giant lava snake, for example, to swim through it. It's not liquid enough. To answer your question, D.
Yeah, no, that's helpful.
Yeah.
Could I make a nature check? I would like to see what it looked. I guess just what the air. How much ceiling space is there in this cavern, and how feasible would it be to say like fly across?
Okay. This is a good question. The caldera itself is not very spherical. So this section that you're in is more like a half sphere, in that you're at the very top, which is the flat side of this half sphere. You have some height. Would not be easy at all, though, because of all the stalagmite or mites. I don't know which one it is. That drips from the top. But
The mites go up, the tights go down.
tight. Okay.
The stalactites hang tight to the ceiling.
Okay, stalactites. There are a lot of them. It would not be an easy path. There's also a magma tube that goes straight up in the region of where the magma actually is. So there's also that. Flying would be also extremely difficult because the air in here is not 100% made up of breathable air. So it's not as light as you would hope it would be, and it is extremely hot. So you're either going to be pushed up against the ceiling, unable to fly because of that, or you're not going to be able to gain enough purchase with your wings to be able to fly. The owl has the benefit of being a magical creature. You're a magical creature too, but it would not be super easy for you to fly. It would be as difficult to traverse as it would normally be, because when you change shape, you take on the physical characteristics of the creature. The owl is actually a fiend or a celestial or a fae, right? So it's not a beast. Does that make sense?
And yeah.
Science!
I suppose, yeah, Ben will turn to the captain and say, it's not the best for flying. Remember how I told you I could make a facsimile of some animals?
She nods.
I could make 2 giant eagles, carry people across one at a time, or actually 2 at a time. 2 each, so 4 at a time.
I don't know if this would be helpful, but I can create water to potentially solidify some of the lava here. I don't know if it's be safe to walk across, but probably more so than it is now.
She looks around and says, all right, these are both options if the physical challenge of just... The problem is, for both of these solutions, is we have to get the rest of the battalion through.
Right.
So neither of those solutions actually help with that situation. I see that the west is more physically traversable. It may be more difficult terrain, and it may take longer or be more exhausting, and we're going to have casualties regardless because of this space. But we should be able to get through it. As for the magma, that would require the more athletic of us to take more risks, but there appears to be a direct path to the exit that way, as opposed to going out and then down. Do you see that? She says.
This bridge right here,
Yes.
Ben will gesture to.
Yes, so if we go across the bridge, there's another bridge on the other side of that island, and then the bones of the creature Perhaps, and then there's a little bit of a gap, it looks like, out there, but should be traversable in some fashion with our motley group of skills, and then from there it's just a few hops, skips, and jumps. This is why we do PT, people.
No, except it abandons the rest of the battalion behind us.
Correct. So we're almost, if we're trying to keep the battalion together, forced to go to the west. That doesn't mean we can't scout the south and see what, if anything, that can be retrieved is out there. I do see the glitter of gold out there, I think. And there's some other spots that seem to be relatively interesting. So we may want to check some of those things out.
Does this seem to be a chest?
Yes, that does appear to be a chest. And this hammer is triggering your magical senses, Mythleia.
Which one?
The hammer, the maul.
Oh yeah, because you told me it's magical. Is it something? If I pick it up, is it something I'm likely able to carry, or am I going to be horribly encumbered by it?
It's fucking heavy. It looks very heavy, so...
Yes, so I mentioned, how about a magical hammer or maul or something over here? If somebody with more strength than me would like to grab it and take it.
What's it do?
That's a good question. What can I tell about it from my detect magic?
That it's magical.
Okay. Yep. That's what I thought. I figured that was the case, but
Yeah, you don't get anything except for the fact that it's magical. I know it says School of Magic. It's an enchanted object.
Yep.
So its school is enchantment.
Yep. So here's your. So not sure what it does, and I don't necessarily haven't taken the time to identify or anything of that sort. I don't even think I have identify, and even if I did, I wouldn't want to necessarily drop my concentration on detect magic in case we find anything else around here.
Ben, don't suppose you can be of assistance here?
Afraid it's not one of my rituals prepared today. I can try and take a look at it and just see what I can reason. Can I make an Arcana check to try and discern any features about it?
Sure.
I'd like to get in on that too, if possible.
Absolutely.
Wondering.
23. With a 23, this... Go ahead. Oh. 12. That almost was pretty bad, Lillian.
Yeah, that was
that was almost pretty 9 is what that almost was.
yeah.
So, yeah, you're looking at that and you're like, that's one magical hammer. But Ben there, with a 23, it's definitely given off a lot of power. This thing is powerful. You're unsure of what its full range of abilities are, but it was whoever this guy was or gal, was very strong, and to even lift this thing, it's at least 8 pounds.
Any demonic markings on it?
Nope. Actually, it looks to be of Corinthian make. So, but it's it's throwing off a lot of magical power.
It doesn't look like it's, it doesn't look like it's demon or their ilks make. So I feel like, given how powerful it is, we probably should take it with us. Again, we'll want to be careful picking it up. Thick gloves or what have you.
We could always toss it on one of those fancy discs of yours, right? That you were referring to a moment ago.
Yeah, Eliana.
Or I can just pick it up. Yeah.
I will. I'll use shape water to just run cool water along the length of it to try and cool it down before she picks it up.
Okay, yes. You drench it with some water, and there we go. You
How do I grab this thing?
you double click on it, and then it should open the pot. There you go.
Take it, yeah.
Yeah. So you're finally encumbered. Look at that.
Super am.
Super R. Yeah, it's a big, heavy hammer. It requires attunement, but you can equip it right away. You feel it vibrate in your hands as you pick it up, and as you're looking at the head of it, it has what appears to be like a mountain shattered on it, engraved in the head of it.
I'll equip it. That sounds smart.
Okay, yeah. It does 2d6 thunder damage on top of its d10 of bludgeoning.
Ooh, okay.
Now, say head over this way. The folks around what look like it may have been a fire pit at some point. Are they entirely mundane?
They appear dead.
Yeah, but I mean, there no magical aura over here, right?
You're not getting any glow.
Okay, that's what I thought. Figured I might as well scout the area while I had the spell active.
We more or less decided that we're heading west then.
Well, that chest is ever so shiny, but
I mean, the only thing I can think of is if you and Mordecai want to test cooling the ground down, but that's a spell slot.
What? Shiny items in chest versus immolation. Choice.
You look down and there's a slope there, right? That's the browner bit there. There's a slope that leads into the magma. You could get down that slope and then it's only a 10-foot jump across to the other slope. However, this is all shale and volcanic rock and sand, so it is very loose.
Might be hard to get back up, is what I'm hearing.
It could be hard to get back up, so you've got tools. You can figure it out.
I do. Okay. In that case, screw it. I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it, and let's just hope I don't burn to death.
Well, if you start burning to death, I'll just go down and get you, she says.
Right, Captain is immune to fire.
The armor is immune to fire. I am not.
In which case, Captain, remember when we first met?
I can't forget it.
There was a spell I cast on you. It was pretty cool.
Oh, is that the one that let me leap across a great distance?
Indubitably.
Tell me this, Ben. Because I'm still curious as to how your mind works. Why is the little berry spell your favorite and or best spell when you can make stuff like that happen? Why?
Because it's the spell I'm best at. It's the only spell I'm better than my mother at.
Perhaps you should stop comparing yourself to your mother.
Ben looks like that hits something, and is like, unpacking that later.
She says, well, I could just walk across.
Hold on, folks. I have a possible solution here. If I send my owl over there, I can use the owl to manage Mage Hand to see if the chest is openable or if it is somehow locked, or at least attempt to manipulate the chest.
Sure. Yeah, why not? Send the owl to do the thing.
I mean, that way we don't have to worry about any possible danger to us folks.
She leans over to Eliana, the captain does, and says, or I'm going to get this right? It's Eliana? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. She leans over to Eliana and says, 5 writs that bird bursts into flames today. Today.
I think Eliana will kind of lean back and murmur, Captain, she's young.
I know. But that's the position we're in. Incredible casualties, and we don't have many others left that are willing to do stuff.
Okay, so does my attempt to mage hand, does it, am I able to manipulate the chest at all?
You mean like open it and stuff? No.
Yeah, it's locked.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, and do I have any idea about how heavy the chest may be?
No, the bird's strength is so incredibly low that it doesn't have a frame of reference.
Yep, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, well, it looks like the chest is locked, unfortunately.
That would be the case.
Surprise, surprise.
I would do that if I were leaving a chest behind here. I'd lock it.
Yeah, well, I mean, didn't hurt to check.
All right, do you want to jump across there, Mordecai, or do we want me to jump across in a fanciful fashion, or should I take a stroll?
Oh.
What's Mordecai's
one
strength?
sec.
No.
Mordecai's strength is 13.
You could make it.
Okay.
You could make it if you
Question.
jumped from here.
I could. Okay, so my strength is. So Eliana could also
Yeah.
take a shot at this.
Yeah.
But Mordecai's the one with the lockpicking proficiencies.
This is true.
Is
Here.
he? Is he now?
Do I actually, because I don't have sleight of hand like actually
Lillian
trained.
Lillian pats Ben on the shoulder and she says quietly, "I think they were very good berries." And she cracks her neck, and will walk up to the edge here, the closest part, because she's not a gambling woman. And with my +6 in acrobatics, I'm gonna try to jump this shit.
Okay.
I will guidance. He'll guidance that.
Fucking please, goddamn do. Actually, no. You know what's gonna happen here is first Lillian's gonna go up to Eliana and go. Just because my brain is fried, lieutenant is the rank, right?
Yeah, she's a lieutenant. Yeah.
Lieutenant, that's how we're saying it. All right. Says Lieutenant, give me a boost, yeah?
You got it, and I will fucking throw her across. If
I would like you to help me out with this one. Is
All right.
mechanically what I'm asking.
I see what you're doing here. It's a circus act. Bunch of clowns. Okay. Go ahead and roll your acrobatics check at advantage.
You know, technically, if you think about it, there's very little separating militaries and circumstances and circuses. I should say.
I know that because I'm in one of those and not the other one. 22. Yeah, you stick the landing. I need you to make a dex save though.
I would like to prepare create water spell just in case somebody lights on fire. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
That's such. I appreciate that a lot. Let's do that. Okay.
Dexterity. Okay, so you stick the landing, and then the rock that you're standing on starts to slip, and you just step off. No panic. Panic is how you die. The
Yeah.
rock slips off and becomes part of the magma.
Right. Okay.
That was incredibly entertaining to watch and also stupid, but you know, I got my jollies out of it, so I appreciate it.
If we all don't mind, let's have a moment of silence for that.
Mordecai,
Hmm.
I'm not having a moment of silence for a rock.
All right, we're gonna open that chest with a sleight of hand check.
Sure thing. You got a tool or anything you can use with
You
it?
know, I have one of the. I forget which pack I have, but I should have one of the packs in here. I think I wanted the Dungeoneer pack, or I wanted the one that had the lockpicks, but that's fine. Let me just look at rapidity, embers, perception. So the thing is, this has been very scary. This has been very, very scary seeing how low every other frickin' roll I've made is.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. So I just wanna look at my little. Let's see, what do I have here? Rapidity, Ember, Shielded, Percipient, Rapidity, that's speed. Embers, no, Percipient.
Before you do that,
Aye.
you feel something kind of land on your shoulder and cast guidance on you.
Bird.
Perfect. Oh, that is gonna take some getting used to. Alright, let's
Yeah.
see here. There's gotta be it. This has to tell me how long these mutagens last. Come on. Tell me that.
You know, if it was on the thing, if it was on the feature,
Yeah.
it would be in your features.
Yeah.
But it's not.
That would be fine.
That
No,
would
I
be
know
something.
that would really be something. All right, that's fine. This should be fine. This should be fine. We're just gonna roll that.
They
Please be
last.
fine.
Apparently, it says the effects and side effects last until you finish a short or long rest.
All right.
So
That's a 14.
14. Okay. So you get to it and you take a look at this thing, and it's just a complex lock. Um,
Mm.
It's one of those, like, it requires like three different switches to be flipped on three different sides of it at the same time. No wonder the bird couldn't do it. And with one mage hand, you can't do it because you need a hand on the other side of the object and on the front of it at the same time. So with your knee, you know 14 gets your use of a knee. So with your knee and your two hands, you push the buttons in at the same time, and the top of the chest comes open.
Right. Oh. Come on, Foundry. Let me click it. You know you want to let me click it, right, Foundry?
Double click it. Double click it.
There we go. Ooh. That's very good.
What'd you get?
Money. Yeah, Lillian's gonna take all that.
You can. Oh wait. Why are you taking? You can split that six. Why does it want to do it? Hold on. Sorry, I gotta fix something with it. Sharing
Oh,
settings.
no worries.
Sharing enabled. Share only with active players. Update. Update. Okay. Go ahead and close it, and then open it again. And I'm just sharing. Update. Update. Okay, I'm just gonna write down how much money it is. It's 10 plat, 150 gold, 1800 silver, and 1500 copper. Okay. So, and you want to take the whole kit and caboodle, right?
Oh yeah.
10, 150, 1800, and then 1500. Okay. That's in your inventory now, and I will delete the chest. There we go. So much shit's broken. Jesus Christ. Okay. So now that you've made a great display, the captain says, of getting over there, how do you plan on getting back?
I could jump it unless Ben has one of those discs.
Actually, that's a really good idea. Ben is going to conjure the 10-foot disc in the middle.
Okay.
Right, I'm getting on that.
Hop on the disc.
Mm-hmm.
crawling across.
It's a wall of force, technically, so it does block temperature.
Nice.
What?
All right.
Well,
What'd you find?
yes. What was in the box?
I'll split the proceeds. Contribution to the war chest.
The captain nods. That'll make some people feel better about what's going on. All right, let's figure out what we're doing here. You guys also hear these creatures over here, cackling and laughing. They don't
Now,
seem to
is
be
this
approaching you, but they are over there.
Now, is this this bridge here? Looks like it's a bridge that goes south from where we're at. Is it like a? Is it just like the railings of the bridge, or what is that?
It is the remaining stonework. There's no, middle platform.
Okay, so it's not really. So it's where a bridge used to be.
Yes. Just the railings and the pillars remain.
Hmm. Ben, do you have to be on or in front of the disc for it to follow you, or can you be on it for it to move?
It's got to be hitched to something, the caster, typically. I was thinking, though, if y'all have any faith in my flying abilities, I could. Well, the disc can only carry 500 pounds at once, but I technically can create multiples of them all hitched to me.
Yeah. Hey, Ben, is that a spell that you could teach me?
Not right now, but
Because
hypothetically.
yeah, because if we need it, then I could theoretically cast it through the friendly owl, and the owl could lead the discs with all of us floating on them across. Couldn't we?
Ain't a touch spell.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about all of us needing to get on the disc to get out of here, but I think to scout in that general direction while the rest of us maybe start to scout a path. Because regardless of what we do, the rest of the battalion's going to have to scale westward. And I think it behooves us to probably make sure we've at least cleared a path as much as possible for them, even if someone else goes scouting to the south for more treasure, as it were.
This is gonna sound a bit silly, but I'm wondering if after we've done a bit of scouting, we shouldn't rest a bit. At least give you enough time to attune to that weapon. I get the feeling, given how powerful it is, and, well, the thunderous force it seems capable of producing, we might be able to clear a path westward much more easily with it on our, with it, you able to use it properly.
I think that makes sense, as long as everyone else is comfortable with spending some time scouting to the south.
The only problem with that is if we give you enough time to attune to it, are we going to be able to rest in this kind of environment where we are trying to at any moment possibly succumb to either the heat or the air?
We could move back into the temple mouth.
I mean, I just need a short rest to attune, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we're taking a full long rest. I would just take a short rest, and I don't even have to do it with the rest of the party. I could hang back. I think that might be the smart, because I think you're right, Ben, just based on the immense power within that weapon.
I assume, the captain says, you could take a rest with our 3 friends over there. She points at the skeletons.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, love that.
spend some time with
Or
them.
actually, I could put you on the disc. You rest while following me around on the disc, so you're still with us.
I like that. I could be persuaded to sit on the disc and do a short rest. And I'll crawl on up.
Here, we'll just like have you for bookkeeping purposes, so I'm not dragging that around. Just attached to me, I guess, basically. All right, shall we start heading westward, trying to figure out how to get through?
But first, Constitution saving throws for heat. The DC
And
has gone up.
I'll direct Lillian and the captain to drink their antitoxins.
Okay.
Which I, of course, will comply with.
Mm-hmm.
I will. Since it's cantrip, guidance. Since I know I'm not really good at that, so.
Okay. So the Shogun fails. Mordecai, you pass, and everybody else passes. Crow needs to make the save, and so does the captain.
Whoops. Come on, Crow.
There we go, captain. Good shit.
He's doing his best.
He's trying his best, okay? He's doing great, too. Look at that. All right, and now Noxious Fumes saving throw for everybody. Constitution.
Advantage for those with antitoxin.
Ah, yes. The captain gets a nat 20.
Fuck's sake.
Lillian.
Are you already poisoned?
I did drink the antitoxin, so I don't know if that cleared my previous poisoning. But
Let's see. Inventory. Antitoxin.
It doesn't, alas.
No. Okay, so you take damage.
delightful.
Delightful. This much damage. 2 points of poison damage. Sorry, it's coming out of Ben. -2. You also have a level of exhaustion now. Success. Okay. Mordecai, you failed. So you are now poisoned. Where's the fucking poison? There it is. Let's see. Cyphishai got a nat 1, so she's poisoned now too. And let's see here. So did the Shogun. The Shogun failed as well. Poisoned. So just to remind you that poisoned will force you to have disadvantage on any attack rolls and ability checks that you have. Exhaustion, for those of you exhausted, will give you disadvantage on ability checks. So if you don't already have disadvantage on your ability checks, now you do if you have exhaustion. If you're poisoned and exhausted, you don't have double disadvantage. That's not a thing.
Oh boy.
So, okay. Now that that's done, moving along. You guys wanted to proceed west.
Wait, do we want to proceed west or do you want to proceed south and scout further south? I'm fine with either. I just want to make sure.
I think we're trying to find a path west, because then if we are able to use the hammer to like make the terrain more manageable, carve out a path, we'll know what path we want to carve.
Yep. Totally tracks.
But yeah, I guess we'll start moving.
Okay. Yep. Scene's still yours, guys.
Oh, come on, Crow.
Mythlaya, I only have one con. Oh no, I do have both con saves. Okay, you're good. Didn't scroll up far enough.
When we come to this,
Hold up.
oh,
Hold up.
oh,
Like, get everyone. We're moving together, is what I'm.
Mordecai just backpedals a little bit.
When you guys get to
Oh no!
when you guys get to where you are, in here you start to hear the steam is talking to itself, and you see two dancing figures, kind of human shaped, of steam just swirling around this hot boiling pool of water, going, "I'm gonna get you," and the other one's chasing you. No, no, don't touch me.
Great.
Just elementals playing. Look, people. Hi, people. And they wave at you.
Lillian waves back.
You're gonna be boned soon.
Ben will wave as well. Can I roll to try and identify these creatures?
Sure, yeah.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
I wave at them too, and let the owl kind of flap a wing at them.
Is it Arcana?
Yes, it would be Arcana. These are clearly magical creatures of some kind. The way I do it is if it's not a beast or a naturally occurring creature in other fashion, then it's Arcana check.
Well, it would appear that the disadvantage cancels out my normal advantage for identifying
Ah,
monsters of this sort. So
so
that's sad. Just normal.
normal roll then. Whew. You're getting close to rolling above a 10, and I'm
It's
so
not gonna happen.
I'm so proud of you for being persistent.
This is apostate's curse.
This,
So these are
even
go
even
ahead.
half dead from steam. Lillian's like, I know what that is.
Yeah, so these are steam elementals. They are a cross between water elementals and fire elementals. This is a place where you would expect to see them, where there is both water and fire in abundance. The water is rushing from some kind of spring up further to the north. It only appears very hot in this pool, and it looks a little cooler up that way. But these creatures are just these minor elementals are playful and mischievous, and their idea of a good time sometimes involves great bodily harm. But you also know that, and this is more of like Mythlaya knows that, and Lillian knows that these creatures are just playing, and even if they hurt you, they're just doing it in a spirit of fun, and they don't realize, that they're killing you, right? It's an innocent good time for them. So
And then we can see the things over there, right? The other things.
oh yes, those over there, yes, you do see them. They are kind of curled up.
And I'm assuming they need Arcana as well.
Yes, they would be Arcana as well.
And I will give myself guidance again. This wonderful cantrip. If the laptop display likes me, it may not, but I will at least try.
Okay, yeah. So as I was saying, they're curled up in donuts, like a little dog, like a dog would, you know. And Mordecai, I was going to give you advantage on your roll. They're the same shape and build as Crow. These are land dragons, just like
Oh.
he is, supposedly. They're not a true dragon. They're a subspecies that is bastardized, more or less a facsimile. Sorcerers made them to appear as dragons and to act as dragons. They lack the wisdom and intellect of dragons. They mostly lack the wings, and that's why they're colloquially referred to as land dragons. But their technical name is Draconter. Land dragon. Dracon ter, land. So it's a Kruic compound word. They're very dangerous, but they can be tamed. and they can be used as mounts.
Could I, with a 15, would I know whether or not my druidic magic that affects animals affect them?
Well, are you talking like animal friendship or that sort of thing?
Yeah.
They're technically classed as dragons.
Okay.
So anything that would give you advantage over beasts and such would not help you. They're of the same order as wyverns and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So you'd have to earn their respect rather than say walk up to them and say, "Hi, I'll give you X if you let us pass." You know, you can't make a deal with them in that sort of fashion like you could with a beast.
Would
Well,
my speak with
perhaps.
animals function with them?
Possibly.
Okay.
They're not of great intellect, but it is possible.
Oh, Mordecai, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was thinking that, perhaps you and Crow could speak with them and
Oof,
get them to let us pass.
excuse me. Sorry.
It's worth a shot. I I do have a trick that might help. Captain, you want me to try and negotiate with these things?
Are those land dragons over there? Oh yes, please. Let's negotiate with the oversized, belligerent cats.
Uh, Mordecai looks at the captain very sternly.
We had one when I was a girl. His name was Terrence, and he was a terrible, terrible creature of horrible disposition. So, but my grandfather loved him. So, you know,
Was he a
My-
cat or a dragon?
he was one of those. He was a Draconter. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Might be that they could be useful beasts for traversal, Captain.
Indeed, they are at the very least resistant to fire if they're just living here.
All right. I'll give it a shot. Be ready to fucking
Bail you out? Yes.
yeah. All right. Someone stand in the way so the floating disc can't follow me, and it'll just stay there.
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
I'll stand in the way, that's fine.
Well, you're going to look at that. What's this thing over here?
What
It's
thing?
kind of on this point.
This?
That thing. Yeah.
It appears to be a shrine.
Okay, trying. So I could find my token for my friendly owl. I will look at the owl. I will look at the shrine while the negotiation is occurring.
So I can only mentally handle one thing at a time.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
There's your owl. Okay, so let's continue with this path here, Lee. You wanted to approach the Draconter.
Yeah, Ben is going to activate Constellation Dragon
Mhm.
and take on that starry draconic appearance. And also then use the staff to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. Crow seems interested in them.
Then yeah, we'll sort of make our way around to sort of get.
Well, for me.
And I'll also enhance ability Charisma.
Sure.
Greetings, wise and noble creatures.
They all perk their heads up and turn in your general direction. They haven't gotten up yet, but their necks come up and they turn their heads to face you.
I am so very sorry for interrupting your rest. I have, well, my group and I are traveling through these parts, and as you can tell, since it is a place for creatures much stronger and wiser like yourselves, we are beset on all sides. I wish to negotiate with you, hopefully to ensure safe passage for my people through this area.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Right. $15.
15. They, two of them go back to sleep, which is not the worst thing that could happen.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And the one that is closest to you says, "We shall let you pass. Dane, do not disturb us again. Our rest is very necessary."
Absolutely. And if I might, I offer you a, some. Well, I know you are probably in the dearth for food in this area, and Ben will offer 3 good berries. Casting good berry.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and make a roll here. Okay. The creature says, "That does not appear to be a filling gift."
I understand. However, and Ben will use the sort of unique properties of his good berry to increase the intense scent of meat. Um, and say, if you would but try one, I think you'll find it quite filling indeed.
It gets up and approaches you. It is very large.
Ben will basically sort of toss up the good berry for it to eat.
Okay. It catches in its mouth, clacking closed very loudly. You all over here hear the snapping of jaws.
Oh boy, can we see Ben?
Yeah, you can see Ben.
I'll miss those berries.
And Crow is kind of sitting there waggling a little bit in a very, like, I'm super excited fashion. This is when the large Dracontaire notices him, and they start speaking to Crow in Draconic.
Which I speak as well.
Yes, and it says, "Little one, you have smaller statue. You must be very young." And the little dragon goes, "Yahoo!" And the bigger one goes, "Ah, I see you haven't found your voice yet. Do you vouch for these mortals?" "Yahoo!" "We will let you pass and forgive any accidental trespass, then."
In Draconic, Ben will reply, many thanks, your graciousness. We seek to keep this one safe so he may grow big and strong.
Nods. "A worthy endeavor." And then it moves over to this one and goes, starts growling at him. This one gets up and just moves over here. And this one goes back over here. More or less kind of getting out of your way this time.
Right.
Rather than making you tiptoe around them.
Ben will gesture for Crow to come back and return to the group and say, just in quiet terms, they're, well, they don't really want much to do with us, but they think that we're respectful enough and free to pass so long as we remain quiet.
That gonna be a problem for the rest of the battalion?
I said my people, so he said he'll forgive any accidental trespass, so we just got to make sure that we get everybody through here as quickly and as quietly as possible.
Alright, let's go see what we can scope out.
The closest steam elemental goes, "Ah, no burnings? This isn't fun anymore." And he just floats over this way.
I'd say we avoid trying to poke around too much in this area, anything at all, really.
Let's keep moving then.
All right.
You wanted to investigate this with your bird, right? This appears to be a statue of a creature made from magma and fire. It has metal plates as if it is some kind of armor adhered to its exterior. Spikes bristle from all over its body. It is in both a state of agony and rage. There is an inscription below the statue in High Demonic.
Okay. Now, can I use comprehend languages through the owl or not?
I do not believe so. That
Okay.
does not make sense to me.
Okay, so I will describe that to my comrades here and go, well, there's definitely another thing to read over there that will maybe tell us more about this place and describe to them exactly what you just described.
While curiosity, the captain says, may be a worthy endeavor in most places, we did just hear from Ben over there that we should move with purpose.
Quickly and quietly.
Yes, so let's do that instead of giving in to curiosity, shall we? May I remind you what caused Sergeant Praxia to die, and why you're now in the hot seat, miss?
What was it that caused her to die? I heard
Curiosity. Curiosity caused her to die, so let's not give in to that for now. Until we're in a safe place, like Elcorth, huh?
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Doesn't it?
I could have said it better myself.
That's right, because I'm the captain.
If this is all loose shale, is it possible I could use mold earth to sort of like shape it into a stairway just on this square?
Yeah, it's a mix of shale and more harder volcanic rock. It is in sand, so it is very easy to mold. If you needed to mold it into a stair, you could do so. Otherwise, this is a 10-foot climb.
Right. Yeah, I'll mold down here for as far from the dragons as we can get.
Okay.
And say, up this way, everyone.
What's this thing?
It's a statue.
What's it a statue of?
It is a statue of what appears to be a man.
Can I roll a history check on that, actually?
Absolutely.
Oh, wait, even though I'm in a short rest, that's not gonna...
No, it's not gonna stop that.
That's what I figured, but wanted to make sure.
Ooh.
Rolling like shit. I don't know jack or shit.
9. The general read on this is, this statue appears to be that of some Corinthian hero. Many of the markings have been reduced to slag, and it is now a melted mockery of what it might have been. There is a sword on it, however, and that shows no sign of wear, age, or melting.
And is it setting off my detect magic?
Certainly is. This, is...
my 28...
I was about to answer that.
Check.
This is a statue of Kryn Targeist.
Okay, and do I know who that is?
Yes, you do know who that is, because you recognize him.
He's the one from the exploring thing that came here to die, right?
Yeah, you met his ghost in the palace.
Okay, that's what I thought. So, okay, this is a statue of the guy that, and he has this sword. And I guess if I wander over to the sword, do I need to make an Arcana check to get some idea of what it might?
But you'd have to climb up here for that.
How much climb is that?
It's like a 5-foot climb.
Okay, that's not bad.
Nope.
So I had to reload the page because my browser was annoying. So if I climb up here, now is an Arcana check.
If you'd like, yes.
And I will guidance myself again.
Sure.
Yeah, so since it's a cantrip, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Right. This sword appears to be a magical longsword. It has a lot of flame motif on it.
Okay, does it seem like we could take it?
Yeah, you can pick it up.
Okay.
Ben will, if Ben can notice, Mithlia approaching this statue,
Mm-hmm.
will make a cutting motion with their hand, say, "What did I say about quickly and quietly and not stealing from dragons?"
Does it seem like it's as powerful as the mall was?
It seems pretty powerful.
A point mentioned back to Ben. It's like, wow, this definitely could be a incredible boon to the war effort. If there's anyone among us who wields long swords or things of this sort, I mean, it's
You know what's an
seems like
incredible
it's
boon to the war effort? Completing our mission.
turn to Karaxia. Should we leave it or should we take it? You're the captain here.
She shrugs and says, I don't know if it belongs to the dragons or not. That's a gamble. You willing to die?
Sir, well,
It's a simple question. Are you willing to die for said sword? Because if you are, then grab it. If you're not, then leave it. Because that's the consequence. If the dragons believe it's theirs, then they'll come and they'll eat you. But if they don't believe it's theirs, then they won't. So it's pretty
well,
simple.
I will. I'll try taking the sword then.
You will or won't?
Will.
Okay. There you go.
Because Karaxia didn't explicitly say not to.
Fucking teenagers, she says to Eliana.
Eliana will shrug and kind of say, like, yeah? What did you expect?
Yeah, she's shaking her head and walking away.
You know, I did not think this would be exciting in its particular way that it's proven to be exciting down here. Oh,
They're still sleeping. Let's keep moving.
aye.
Just so we're aware, Mithlia, if they ask for it back, I'm ratting your ass out.
Mm-hmm.
If they do decide to ask for their sword back, we can negotiate and/or give the sword back to them.
Oh no, that wasn't a question that was if they ask for it, I'm ratting your ass out. That wasn't there was no response to be made to that statement.
She kind of rolls her eyes at you with a sigh and is like, "No, one of those old fogies."
Yeah,
Ben, do you have anything for
the
the
gap.
the fumes? Cause I'm in a bad way in between this and the nattering and taking fucking swords from dragons. I can't.
I do have something. Now that we're past the dragons, if everyone is willing to stand next to me, Ben will cast Warding Wind.
Mm.
So basically, it's the downside is everyone except for me is deafened. However, it hedges out vapor and gases in, let me double check the range, a 10-foot radius. So
Oh, that's pretty big. That's,
yeah.
That's like this.
Yeah. So if everyone stays within that of me, no more gases.
Okay. There is Mordecai as this spell is happening because you're the closest to this. There is literal fire moving around up over here.
Oh,
Yes, it is
okay.
in a. You couldn't call it a managed shape. It's more loose form than that, but it is moving around. It does not seem to be of the same playful disposition as the lesser elementals.
Lovely. It don't seem like it's coming our way, do it?
At the moment, no. But you do also spy that there's a big box of treasure over there.
Oh, tempting. Um, why do I see a creature icon on the treasure chest?
Because that is it is how the piles works. It has to create a token.
Oh, okay. So it's not a mimic. Got it. All right.
And even if it were a mimic, I would have given you the same explanation.
Oh God, choices. Oh no.
I don't know if we can see it from our vantage point, but I can at least see the crystal over to the right of that too.
If you can see it, you can see it.
Okay, great.
Yeah. This isn't really that big, and there's a lot of this mess isn't really that big. There's a lot of. It's a lot easier because there's so many rock formations here for me to only block out the highest of them, or the ones that go up to the ceiling.
So from where the direction I'm going, or my owl is going, where is this fire shape thing?
This fire shape thing, it's over here. It's
way over there. Okay.
Yes, it's the you guys can't see the there you go. Now you can see it moving.
Oh hell.
Yes, sorry. I should have turned that on earlier. It is giving off a lot of very bright light.
No, I think is the answer here.
I agree.
What does this thing look like? The thing that's by the chest.
Well, that appears
another.
Yeah, it appears to
altar
be
of some
some
sort?
kind of shrine.
Okay, another shrine. And it's about a 10-foot jump across, right?
Yeah, roughly.
The closest point.
How long has it been since I started taking the short rest? Like, has it even been close to an hour?
It's been like 25, 30 minutes. You're getting a little bit closer. I might have a little bit more mercy on that if you guys do like one more thing. And... Okay.
No.
The fire elemental notices you scurrying across, and you are now rolling initiative.
Lovely.
So we are doing that now. Begin combat. And rolling for the fire elemental.
No.
No. Sorry, it's just I gotta react to what's going on.
What?
Nope.
Wait, just for my own personal records, what triggered this?
Mythalia
I did.
clambering over the rocks and then heading in that direction without telling anybody.
Who did that?
Mythalia.
Me.
I got Crow. Don't worry.
Okay,
Alright.
thank you.
Good to know.
Okay, so we're gonna do this. This one. Nope. We're gonna do this one. Nope. Yes.
Why did I get 9.16? Oh, because that's okay. I was afraid. I thought I was seeing into the deep numbers or something.
Took me 5 years to find. Oh yeah, love that.
Shogun gets a 20.
Now, is my initiative actually accurate?
Did you roll with advantage?
No.
Then you should have.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. It's like it's like I have the magic thing that does that. So, how do I re-roll that?
Let's see here. Just roll it again. Just roll a d20 again with with your modifier, and I'll fix it.
The D20 plus
Six.
6.12, right?
No, just +6. It will not accept the 0.12. Okay. Alright, so our order is Mythlia, the Shogun, Eliana, the Captain, Cyphershai, the Fire Elemental, Ben, Mordecai, Lillian, and Crow. Okay. So, Mythlia, it's your turn. You do notice that the Fire Elemental has turned to face you.
Okay, so the fire elemental is looking at me. Lovely. Okay, so that's a reaction thing. Nice. So, does it look, can I sense it, make any, like, insight on terms of, does it seem like it is, antagonistic or anything of that sort?
I'll put it to you this way. You have a thing made of fire. It does not have a face. So, reading its intention is impossible.
Okay. We'll do that first. And then I will... I cannot move since the game's paused. And I will attempt to sit behind this thing here, so that rock is between me and the fire elemental.
Okay.
And that will be it for me.
I gotta turn this music down. Hold on. Jesus. Fucking drowning me out. Okay. The Shogun doesn't know what's going on. He passes his turn.
Oh Christ. I'm gonna pass the turn. I'm not gonna break the short rest yet.
Okay. Captain hears Ben go, Captain, and turns around and doesn't see Eliana and says, what, or Mythlia says, what? And she's going to pass her turn. Cyphershai doesn't know what's going on either because she is looking at this chasm that she's going to have to jump and is unhappy about this. So she passes her turn. It is the Fire Elemental's turn now, and it's going to swiftly just skate up this rock here. And it's going to take a very casual swipe at the owl. Actually, it's just going to move through it. As it's looking for you. And it seems to be like spinning in a circle near you. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can see this. It looks like it's trying to get a fix on where you are, but has a general idea that you're in this kind of cone area, like in this sort of zone from this sort of area. It's got an idea that you're in like this kind of cone right here. It's because it can hear you. And as it goes through the owl just bursts into flames and dies.
Yep, as I do.
Yep. And that's the end of the Fire Elemental's turn. It's looking for you. So it's going to make a perception check at disadvantage because you are invisible. 1. It can hear that you're in this vicinity. It just has no idea where you are. Okay. Ben, your turn.
Ben, just for real, I'm fucking poisoned, mate. I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do here.
Yeah. Does it look like the creature's taken notice of us?
It doesn't. It seemed to like make a beeline for that what was moving around in that rock formation over there. So, ostensibly, no, not at the moment.
All right, Ben's gonna say, "Everybody, get across the gap." I'll try and if it starts something with us, I will make sure. I've got something to put the hurt on it. But otherwise, just let's try and keep moving.
Captain's like, what is going on?
Fire elemental is looking for the teenager. No offense.
She shrugs and rolls her shoulders and like, okay, here we go. Okay, so what are your actions you're doing, Ben?
Ben is going to move. Can I get up to here, basically?
Yeah, you can scramble up there. That's going to take a little bit more movement. That's this square here. It's going to cost you another 5 feet.
Okay, so I'm at 20 feet. I'm above it at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
So you can see like the top half of it.
Yeah. If it makes any I'm going to ready an action to cast a spell if it makes aggressive action towards us.
Okay, what spell? You do have to declare
Tidal
that.
Wave.
Tidal Wave? Okay. Alright.
Just for logistics' sake, floating disc behind Liliana.
Oh, yeah.
Or Liliana, apologies.
We just want her to be Liliana Hesperax. Is what we want.
And
that was the better of 2 Lilianas, or 3 Lilianas, I suppose.
You can the warding wind moves with me, so
I'll move that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's my thing right there. Okay. Yeah, inside that little tornado, it was a lot of, what? Huh? Because it's deafened, right? So you can't really hear. Yeah, so it's a lot of, what? I don't know! Something's going on over there! A lot of it is shouting. Yeah, okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Brings us to Mordecai.
Oh boy. Well, I imagine I saw what happened.
Sure, yeah,
I was already kind of looking at it.
You were kind of already looking in that direction. I do want you to make a sanity saving throw real quick.
Oh no. I don't have much left.
That's okay. Why are you scared?
I'm very scared. I had to pay for those D20s, those 20s.
Yeah. Your score goes down by 1 because you failed by more than 5. You take the book out at this moment, and you feel a compulsion to turn the page. And you turn it open to one of the many multitudes of open pages, and the book has written in large demonic print that you can read, "Throw me into the magma."
I am gonna hesitate for a brief minute and say, well, fuck it. Just yeet the fucking book into the lava.
Okay. You toss the book into the magma. That is your action. You are freed from the compulsion, so you may now move and bonus action.
Shit, I wonder if that was Catraxia or not. I'm gonna go ahead and try to jump across at this point. Like, I mean, I don't... Yeah, might as well. More spread out we are, the less chance that thing's gonna fireball the entire fucking crew. So... I'm gonna go this way.
Okay, that's a shorter jump, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do I roll something in particular? Or...
No, a lot of the jumping is just a movement. You need enough points. You have enough points to be able to make that jump, so you're good. So that's you there. That's 20 feet. You have 10 left, I believe.
I'm gonna come over here and end my turn.
Okay. The book begins to burst into flames and is engulfed in the magma. I suppose here, yes? Because I was closest?
I think I would have thrown it like over here.
Okay, you tossed it forward into this pit.
Yeah.
As opposed to the other one. All right, yeah. So there's, if you guys have ever seen that video of someone throwing a large object into a caldera that has fully formed crust, but is magma underneath, how it explodes and starts bubbling and popping like that. That's what's happening over here. A lot of flames are shooting out, a lot of bubbling magma, and it sounds almost like laughter. So that is the end of your turn. Lillian, your turn.
What have I done?
That's everything that Mordecai has done. It can be followed up with, what have I done? Lillian, your turn.
Captain,
She turns to you.
strategic value of the newest recruit to what seems to be a cursed squadron to run off in defiance of the mission, reason, and all discipline.
Magical skill is high. Save if we can.
Save it. Oh, I was afraid you were going to say that. All right. Lillian is going to pop a mutagen. So she pulls out a vial, but this thing is opaque and it's studded and scribed with a lot of runes and scroll work. And she downs it. It's going to be the Embers mutagen. So for now, I have resistance to fire damage and vulnerability to cold.
Okay, yeah. You are you go the route of drugs and you take your mutagen.
Drugs.
Yep, you have like little flames kind of like crackle and pop, almost like little fireworks coming off your skin. It's like you're made of cinnamon. So is that your bonus action?
Yes.
Okay, action and movement. Sorry, I got wrapped up in the descriptive elements of that, so.
No, that's okay. That's what we're here. It's forging the narrative, baby.
Yeah.
But what I want to do is I want to move forward a little bit.
Okay.
And I want to see if I can find this miserable little sneak child. I'll roll perception to try and find her. My weapons are out, but
Yeah, disadvantage on the perception check for so many reasons.
so many reasons.
Just pick one.
Let me just click the button. Thank you. There we go.
Not terrible. She's not
Now
Yeah.
I get above a 10.
Now you're rolling above a 10. Not terrible. She's not within hearing range, so you can't figure out where she is. There's this big gale around Ben in front of you, so even if she was in front of you in that direction, you wouldn't be able to hear her. But you know that she's not within the immediate vicinity of you, because you're listening pretty hard. You'd hear the footsteps on the shale. I mean, every step you guys have taken is like cracks as the stone gives way underneath you. So, she's not nearby.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna join Ben inside the safety zone.
Inside the gas-proof chamber? Okay.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
Hopefully this will help with my freaking poisoning. That's about it. That's all I got.
All right. It is now Crow's turn. Mordecai.
Sorry, I was muted.
Yep.
I'm gonna have Crow do a little jumpity jump,
Okay.
and hop over here with me. Yes.
He follows you.
And that's probably gonna be the end of his turn. He's not gonna do anything else this turn, I think.
Okay. It's now Mythlai's turn.
Now, from where I'm at, can I see over the rock next to me to see where, like, the big splashing lava thing over there is?
You can. I imagine you're keeping an eye on the fire elemental, right? But I also imagine that you're in cover, so you're not really looking about what's in this direction. You're more concerned with what's in this direction.
Did I hear the, like, where Mordecai threw the book and now there's all this popping and hissing and
that
stuff
just sounds like ambient magma sounds to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I prepare absorb elemental and I absorb element, so I hold my turn in case I need that.
Mm-hmm.
So if it decides to attack, I will use that.
Okay.
Absorb elements is a reaction.
Ah, yes. So you cannot prep it.
Oh, I don't need. Okay, so then I stay exactly right where I'm at, and I do nothing.
Okay.
Do I see where I'm at? I'm not going to move, not going to make a sound.
Okay, the Shogun's turn. He's concerned that the gas-proof chamber is moving away, so he moves up here. He climbs that. He takes a look. He sees that this big fire elemental is here, and he draws his sword. But he looks kind of to you, Ben, like, are we fighting that thing? Because that thing's made of fire. He doesn't say anything, though, because he's very stoic like that.
Ben will just, like, head nod, like, take a step back so you don't get caught in my spell.
Okay, he backs up. That will be his turn. Eliana, your turn.
I guess point of order. I'd have been caught behind
Yes.
Lillian, so I'd be over there. Yeah. Oh, fuck me. I'm gonna hop off the goddamn disc. Or you know what? No, I'm gonna hold my action. Can I do that and hold my action for an attack if something comes within my reach?
Yes, you may hold your reaction to attack an enemy that comes within reach.
Let's do that. That way I hold out on the short rest for as long as possible if we can save it, but if not, at least I have the reaction banked.
Sure.
And I think that's my turn.
Alright, it is now the captain's turn. She is now seems to have lost the leash on her wayward children and is going to walk this way. Gives a look to Ben, like, why didn't you explain what's going on? And then climb up here, see what this is, and steps forward. Now, Lillian's question to her makes a lot more sense. So that's about, what was that? 20, that's about 30 feet right there. And she's going to take the dash action to move an additional 15. And stand there so the creature has someone to focus on. It is now Cyphershy's turn. She is also similarly very confused as to why we're suddenly going up this direction. She clambers up, so that's from 10, 15, 20, 25. She's going to stay right there, not go further than Ben. She can not hear anything beyond this. She does see the fire elemental. She thinks about this for a second. And she shrugs and sees how we're arrayed against it. And you can see her begin to cast a spell, Ben. So if, you want to use your reaction, you can stop her.
My reaction's already readying a spell, so...
Yes. So she's going to cast Ray of Frost on the creature.
That's not a bad pick, at least.
Really good pick.
She hits it. Dealing 4 points of damage. Okay. Alright. And that is the end of her turn. The elemental is blasted by the cold, its speed is reduced, and it turns to fight the captain.
Reaction.
Okay.
30-foot line.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check, actually. I think I can control where it comes from. Yes, I can. Okay. So I'm going to have the wave appear this way. There.
Okay. Starting over here in the rocks and passing through it towards the magma.
Yes.
Okay.
So...
yeah, it would make no sense for it to start over in the magma. Okay.
Tidal wave. 30 feet long, 10 feet wide, 10 feet tall. Creature makes a dex save.
Okay. Go ahead and post the spell for me.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. It might give you a template at the same time. There we go. Okay.
Or actually, yeah, let me... Yeah, fair.
It fails.
All right, so it's going to take Yeah. 21 points of bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone. And it also douses flames.
Okay, so it cannot be knocked prone because it is immune to that. It is fire. And let's see. 10 foot wide and up to 10 feet tall. Okay. So let me check something else. You have Create Water on you? Shape. Do you have Create Water?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're asking how many gallons of water were in a tidal wave, it's 2,244.
Oh, he's dead. Yeah, you snuff him with the tidal wave. Again, it's immediately gets dimmer here. The captain is confused where all this water came from and just took her opponent away. The combat ends, and she turns around and says, well, if you could do that in the beginning. But of course you can't hear her because you got the whirlwind around you.
Oh, I'm not deafened. Everybody inside it is, but I'm in the eye.
Okay, so she's yelling at you. If you could have done that in the beginning, why didn't you?
Ben will like hold a finger to his lips, say, "Quiet, dragons." But apologies, Captain. Because it's draining for me significantly.
Okay. Mythlia, where are you?
At that point, I come back to normal. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I had an ice ball ready for it.
She comes over here. She grabs you by the collar and lifts you onto the rock here. Says, you will apologize to Ben because he had to cast a very powerful spell to save you. And you are not to wander off from the group. I thought that was obvious. But you are not to wander off from the group pursuing your curiosity. What did I say about curiosity earlier?
With all due respect, Captain, I didn't wander. I'm in the same general area that you folks were. I was waiting to see how you all were going to plan on crossing the chasm. I didn't expect to get the attention of the fire elemental.
Right, and you saw how that worked out. So, when I tell you something, Lillian, what happens?
You do it. That's how this works.
Yes.
That's the captain.
Yes, we are in the army. You joined the army. You joined the Corinthian military. You signed the papers. You know what this is. So when I tell you to not wander off, you do it. You don't wander off. It's that simple. So do not give in to your curiosity. If there is something that piques your curiosity, bring it up to the group. Perhaps I will find it warrants a second look. But we are not in the business here of making decisions for ourselves. I make the decisions for the battalion. That's how this works. That's why we aren't at 10% of our strength. We're at 45. There have been a lot of casualties. I agree. Yes, a lot of people have died. If you don't want to be one of those number, you're going to do what you're told. Because either you'll get yourself killed, or you'll get someone else killed, or I will execute you summarily. Fuck, I can't speak. Because you've disobeyed orders. Because I'm very tired of people doing that, and I've run out of mercy. So, do we have an understanding, acting sergeant?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the correct response. Yes, ma'am, full stop. No additional sentences. Okay. So, what caught your eye over here that you deemed it necessary to put the entire group, the entire squad, in danger?
Oh, I was originally just trying to proceed in the same direction as the rest of the folks, trying to get somewhere where maybe could get a better view of the terrain in front of us, so I could provide some assistance. However, I did notice that there is way over there, a good ways over there, there is a chest of some sort. Although, since there was a fire elemental between here and there, I was not planning on going that way. I was planning on just keeping an eye from here until you folks figured out how we're going to cross to the other side of the fiery chasm there.
Okay. Go cross the fiery chasm. Go stand with Mordecai. Lillian, mark that these two objects of interest are here on our map. I assume you've been keeping one.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Was that at me or Lillian?
That was at Lillian. She's the quartermaster. That would be something that she would be doing.
Right. One more time. Sorry, something happened there with my mic.
Sure, yeah. The captain says, Lillian, I want you to mark these points of interest on our map so that when we do come back, or someone else comes back, hopefully someone else, they'll know what they're looking for. Yes?
Consider them marked, Captain.
Great, wonderful. I love to hear that. Let's fucking get out of here. And she slides down this little spot here and then jumps across.
I would love to see what exactly is happening in the lava where I threw the book.
Yeah, so it's spittering and sputtering, and it sounds like laughter a bit. And you kind of hear like a voice on the wind that it appears to be only you can hear because no one else reacts to it. Linger, it says.
Uh,
I'll move the thing, Lee. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'll get there.
Yeah, Ben's just making sure the kids get around safely.
From where I'm sitting on my little disc, I'm gonna see the teenager going up to the bonfire pit, and Eliana's gonna clear her throat and call out, oh my gosh, I keep blinking on the name.
Mythlia.
Mythlia, what are you want to come back this way?
The captain is petting Crow. Hasn't noticed that Mythlia has gone out of where she was told to stand. Oh shit, the fucking map. There we go. Let me just change this to party. There we go.
I'm gonna call out Catraxia.
You see that the sputtering flames kind of die down a bit. And the book is gone, but in its stead, there is coalescing like magma and magical energy kind of on top of the magma there. It looks like it's in whatever this figure is in pain, or it's going through radical physical change. And it's since the noise of the magma is dying down, it is now just quiet as it's sort of forming its body.
So Mordecai, I was beside him when he did that weird thing.
Yeah.
And he just called out a name.
Mm-hmm.
What can I roll to see? And we can see the shit in the lava, right?
Yeah. This is plain for everybody to see.
Yeah. So what can I roll to kind of put this all together? As a person whose job is demon hunting.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll Arcana for me.
Great. Ben, can I get guidance?
Sure.
Cool. Because I don't. The poisoning cancels out my advantage here, so that I'm gonna need every little bit.
Cyphershai
Oh my god.
attentively steps over this very small part of the lava and then crawls up the side. The Shogun jumps. With a 21, you seem to remember something about a cursed book that Mordecai was supposed to have, and then you saw him toss the book into the fire. And you put two to two together. That book held a bound entity. And so long as the book is intact and it hasn't been destroyed, the entity will remain bound inside the book. So
Lillian draws her rapier and puts it against Mordecai's stomach and says, "What have you fucking done?"
Mordecai is just kind of like looking at his hands at the moment. Like the light in his eyes is kind of almost not there. And then he looks out over the lava and says, I'm free of it. I'm free. I
You're
can't. I won't. I, we're not going to be my fault.
can't hear you anymore.
You're completely cutting out.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Ah! Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Might I point out here that none of y'all can hear any of this because y'all are in the
tornado of,
rewarding wind.
the tornado of sound.
bed.
I guess
Yeah.
more accurate sounds.
Yeah.
Are you
So-
gonna
Ben will.
Can you drop the wind?
Yeah, Ben will drop the wind.
Cool.
Mordecai says, I'm finally free of it. I won't read the future anymore. It won't be my fault.
No, you fucking simpleton, you lackwit, you great fucking stain on the cosmic backside of the universe. You just let a fucking demon out.
But it's not going to be my fault anymore, Lillian. Do you not understand?
Captain, permission to execute for, I don't even know what charge you'd put this up on.
She looks. I mean, how a suit of armor can look exhausted is kind of beyond me. But she looks very exhausted at this point and says, "The decisions that I've made this entire time will probably get all of us killed when things are done. Right now, we need every man we can get." Mordecai, we're going to talk about this when we're finally safe. And if there is a need for judgment, I will pass it at that time. I understand you have been victim to compulsion and whispers, and there is a certain amount of potential mercy for that. However, we do not have the time to be dealing with this here and now. Whatever that is forming in that magma pool, we should get the fuck away from rather than stick around here, Lillian. I appreciate your energy and your candor and your willingness to do something in the moment, but now is not the time. We need to move. We need to move away from whatever that is, and we need to move now.
Hey, the captain, permission to investigate
No.
the area around the fire over here?
Nope. Nope. We're leaving. No. We're leaving. Come on, everybody. We're leaving.
Aye, Captain. Lillian does not look away from Mordecai, though.
Mordecai
She puts the
doesn't look
rapier
away
down.
from the lava.
Mordecai, what?
Mordecai does not look away from the lava.
The captain grabs you by your scruff, Mithlaya, and drags you back down.
Yeah, I grab the sword and take it.
You
Please,
cannot because it is melted to the rock.
Okay.
Yep.
So then, okay.
She drags you because you do not listen.
I'm just trying not to step on anyone.
I'm gonna, before you move away, Lillian, I think Eliana's gonna clear her throat for the both of you and say, we need to move. Both of you need to move.
Lee, are you having trouble moving?
No, Ben is waiting for Mordecai.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mordecai is going to continue to stare at the lava.
Ben is going to pull Mordecai away from the lava.
Okay. Mordecai, do you resist?
Absolutely.
Okay. How does that resistance take form?
I'm gonna kind of shrug my shoulder. You go. I need to stay.
Am
I need
I?
to see this through.
Go ahead, D. What were you gonna say?
Am I physically strong enough that I could grab him by the shoulder and haul him up onto the disc with me, or is
Uh,
that unlikely?
you could do that. It would be you got a significant difference between the two of you. He is physically resisting Ben, so you would have to beat him in an athletics check to grapple him and drag him along.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. So go ahead and make your athletics check, and Mordecai, you will have to athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
Oh, good luck. You can beat that with a 19, but only with a 19. So good luck. Nope, she's got you. She's got you in a near sleeper hold, and she drags you up onto the disc.
All I'm good at is be strong and hit thing. Give me this one.
Yeah, she's got you. So yeah, I'm gonna just keep you with Eliana. So unless we want to make any stops, there is another fire elemental right here. The captain moves up to Mythli and says, "I'm going to put you on a leash."
If we see the other fire elemental, Ben will say, Captain, I can. It'll be, again, significantly taxing, but I can take care of that one.
Well, let's just wait to see if it moves in our direction, and if it does, do it.
Certainly. I'll ready the spell.
So, can Mordecai?
Permission to glance at the shrine there on our way out, or should
Yeah,
we
you can
have it marked on the map and have
Yes,
someone come check it out later?
it appears to be. Are you asking the captain that, or are you asking me, the DM?
I'm asking the captain.
Captain says, let's just keep moving. There's something really bad happening back there. Let's just keep moving. Keep moving. We'll mark it, and we'll have someone look at it later. Keep moving."
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Mordecai, what were you going to say?
So you said sleeper hold. Is it an actual sleeper hold, or is she just like marching me by my arm or something?
A sleeper hold is the easiest way to fully control a person, aside from like a full Nelson or that kind of deal. So that's what I said. So you know, she I don't know if she's trying to put you to sleep. That would be up to Eliana. But
Yeah, I don't think I'm trying to put him asleep unless Mordecai is actively trying to fight back.
Mordecai casts command.
uh-oh. Okay.
Mordecai says, "Release."
Okay.
Do I roll
And
a that?
Yeah, you roll. It's a save.
yes.
Wisdom saving throw, I believe.
So that's the spell.
Yes, wisdom save. Got it.
You can just you can have yourself selected and just click on that button that says DC 13 Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I did not realize.
Yeah, you pass. So yeah, your spell fails, Mordecai.
Mordecai is.
I think Eliana looks at him kind of with a dry look when he says it, and she goes, You realize who my family is, right? And we'll just leave it at that and kind of go back to keeping him in the hold.
Meanwhile,
Does Mordecai actually know? Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I actually know who your family is.
She's introduced herself as Eliana Ver Jezebel. The Jezebel family is one of the great noble houses of Corinth, and they are well known for their sorcery.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Lieutenant, permission to knock him out.
I think I'll give Lillian a nod.
Right. So Lillian's gonna go choke Mordecai out.
Ben is going to look at Lillian and say, one moment.
You just attempted to cast a command spell on a superior officer.
I know. I'm going to try and see if there's any sort of justification here.
There's not.
There is if it's demonic compulsion, which I might be able to deal with.
He did just really emphatically claim he was free.
Doesn't mean he meant it. Mordecai,
I hate it here.
Mordecai, are you under compulsion right now?
I can't leave yet. I need to stay.
Are you under compulsion to do so, or do you not want to?
Don't want to leave.
You're...
I cannot leave yet. She protected us throughout that entire fortress, that temple. To
What did
work
I
for
do?
her. What?
What the fuck did I do for you all of this time? With the captain? Healing you?
Of course, but I need to see this through.
Ben is going to attempt and cast Remove Curse on Mordecai.
Sure, okay. Yeah, okay. So, Mordecai, you're no longer under the compulsion to linger.
Fair enough.
Because that was a demonic compulsion. She did command you to, and you were operating under that failed sanity saving throw.
Why did I want to stay so badly?
Oh, thank fuck.
God, I want to get out of here. Oh God, let's go.
Do so promptly.
Onward, Lillian.
I still say we should fucking knock him out. Anyway.
To be clear, I'm gonna keep Mordecai on the disc with me, even if he's.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't born yesterday.
He's got a wild look in his eyes, like something like his life has just profoundly changed to the point where he doesn't know if it's better or not.
Yeah, I'm not letting him off the disc.
The Captain Conga line is moving along here. And she says, as you guys get closer, we're going to very carefully move along this ledge here. There is a additional higher ledge up that way, and she points towards this ledge here. If we can traverse that without falling into the magma, we should be fine to reach the exit.
Is it possible that Ben could use Mold Earth here to reinforce the ledges?
Yes.
Okay. Ben is going to, will be the last to cross because he's going to be spending the time to do that.
Okay, where the hell is Ben?
Underneath.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Yep, that makes this traversal a non-challenge. And so, if you all wish, you may leave the Caldera. I know it's a hard decision, because the map is so beautiful, right?
I think we get the fuck out of Dodge.
Let's get out of here.
Time to go.
I suppose Ben is going to turn to the captain. Shall I begin moving the rest of the troops as quickly and as quietly as possible?
We'll scout out the exit first, and then we'll do that. They're holding in the cooler area, so we don't want to start pushing them while we're fucked up. So let's move.
Certainly.
Okay, so you guys, I've preloaded this, and we're going to activate that. Hold, please, for token drop. Let's start with Benjamin, and then here's Crow, and then here's Eliana, and then here's Lillian, and then here's Mithlaya, and then here's Mordecai, and then here's the Owl, and hold on.
Except the owl doesn't want us anymore, sadly.
Okay. I'm just going to delete it because it's broken, I think. Here's the captain. I'll put her over here. Here is Cyphishai, and then here is the Shogun. And we're going to go ahead and change the music a little bit here. We don't need this anymore. And okay. as you leave this tunnel and arrive in this riverscape. The light of the sun blinding, and wind, fresh air. It is a normal temperature out here for summer. It's like 85 degrees. It's nice. And, you know, the ground beneath your feet is actual, like, grass and earth. And Cyphershy kind of stumbles forward a little bit and then just kind of sinks to her knees next to this bush and just starts sobbing.
Now, do we know that there should be a river in this area?
You don't know where you are.
I mean, given where we should be from where we were on the map, if we just went across the mountain, would there be a river between the mountains and Hellcorth?
There is a map between the mountains and Hellcorth. It is much farther north than you expected to be. I'm going to toggle the map of the country so that you can take a look at that at your leisure. And you will be able to find the token for the unit in the mountain range. You'll be able to find it fairly easily. The Shogun comes up to her and puts his hand on the top of her head, and she kind of just, like, slumps into his leg. And still inconsolable and sobbing. The scene is yours still.
Lillian vomits.
Amazing.
Just doubles over and vomits.
Great. The cap.
Has it?
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I wander over like to the other side of Cyphershy and like taking in the scenery and like there's grass and all of those things.
Okay. Eliana, what were you going to say?
Yeah, has it finally been an hour yet?
Yes.
Am I attuned?
You are attuned to Shale Sunder.
Amazing.
Oh,
does it
yeah.
do anything other than what I am seeing on the little card in my character sheet?
It does technically, however, because the theme of this episode is because of the update, its entire description was removed. Luckily, I have a physical card that has its description.
Okay, great.
So, but what it does is it basically constructs and structures, they don't get their 10 hit point threshold for damage against Shell Sunder, and it deals double damage against constructs and structures and that sort of thing.
Ooh, okay. So that makes total sense. Cool.
Yeah. It's just, it breaks things is what it does.
Yeah. I'm gonna hop off of my little floating disc then, and I'm gonna pat Lillian on the shoulder while she's vomiting, and basically just be like, "Yep, like let it out. It's all good. We're on the other side."
Now, does Lillian? I forget. Does Lillian use a sword, or I forget what weapon does Lillian use?
Rapier and a hand crossbow and a whip.
Okay, so we have nobody that could actually make use of the sword then, right?
It's a longsword. I believe you are proficient in martial weapons, Lillian, so you could use it.
I am.
And it's like I'm not proficient in weapons like this. Is there anybody that would like this flame-themed longsword?
I'll take a look.
We try to figure out how to give that to you.
Crow is rolling around in the grass. You can just drag and drop it onto the ground, or you can do the trade in the bottom left-hand corner, where it says request trade.
Am I still being held onto like a badge held by the teacher at school?
What were you
Now-
gonna say, D?
Yeah, now that we're on the other side, I think Eliana would let go of you when she hops off the disc, but she would probably give Ben a look to be like, keep him on a short leash.
Ben will nod and turn to the captain and say, "Shall I begin?"
She kind of jolts out of whatever she was thinking about or doing. She has her helmet off and she's got her. Hold on, I think she's a blonde. I can't remember. Hold on. Yes, she's got her long golden blonde hair kind of just hanging out, and she turns to you. Her ghostly blue eyes look at you, steely, resolved. She says, "Sorry, what?"
Helping the others move. I can conjure more discs, cut down the amount of people actually walking and the amount of time they spend breathing.
Yes. Please do that. Let's move the
All right.
battalion.
I can go with you, Ben.
If you don't mind the toxic fumes, certainly. Yeah, Ben will spend basically for speed. I'll spend 3 of my first level spell slots to just cast floating discs, and then I'll spend another second level to get another warding wind, so I can carry the 3 discs around me within the warding wind, so that people aren't breathing the toxins.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna fully focus, move as quickly and quietly as possible. And I have got my 3rd level tidal wave ready if the other fire elemental tries to start shit.
Okay.
Yep, I'm just gonna keep a close. I'm gonna walk step in step with Ben, really just there to make sure nothing goes absolutely sideways.
Okay. Yeah, you guys will spend a few hours doing that. I will need. Did you say you banked some spells?
I'll spend both of my 2nd level spell slots to keep up warding wind.
Okay. So you will only
just-
need to roll the temperature ones. It's going to take you about 4 hours to move the entire battalion.
So 4 con saves.
For 4 con saves.
All right.
Increasing in difficulty since you've had time to cool by coming outside. From 5 and stepping, it increases by 2 every time. So the
Okay.
yeah.
I think
This-
actually. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say this trade is taking a long time to finish loading. I'm afraid something might be broken.
Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder if it's possibly broken because I hit OK here and
Yeah, I did
it's
too.
sitting there.
Okay, yeah, it's broken. I'm just gonna kill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill it. I'm just gonna drop the item on the ground. There we go.
Okay.
Create new pile. I'm gonna remove it from your sheet.
Oh, dang it.
Delete.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right.
Ben is also going to shape change into a giant goat because it has a much better con score.
Okay. So yeah,
Uh,
go ahead and make those rolls for me.
Sweet.
And I'll suggest to Lillian that you might use the spare time to attune to it. I think it may be a little more than it first seems at first glance.
Okay. Rousing
Nice.
success, Eliana. Oh.
That's bad.
Yeah, you'll take a level of exhaustion for that.
Yeah, that's fine. I think I have one more too.
You have one more to do, yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a 1 again, and I was gonna scream.
You're good. Okay, Ben, 4 more. I mean, 3 more. So far, so good. Was that 3? Yeah, one more. Let's see. 5, 7, 9. So this next one, you got to beat an 11. And you're good.
Good.
Okay. So 4 hours later, you guys managed to move the battalion. So I'm actually just going to do this instead. We're going to move to another map very quickly here. Hold your pants. If you want to. You don't have to. You know, that's not a command or anything like that. And you guys now have a camp set up. And I will put you guys there in just a moment.
But what about the refugees who had passed by in the previous map?
They're still there because the camp is happening
Okay.
on the map that you were just on. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like just
Yeah, and I redo my find familiar to restore my owl during that 4 hours we're waiting.
yeah. There you go, Ben. Here's Crow. Here's Lillian. Here's Eliana. Here's Mithlai. Here's Mordecai. That should be all the player characters, and here's the owl. Yeah, that should be of correct disposition. Yeah, okay. So, you guys have set up camp here. And the scene is yours for another 4 minutes.
Once we're sort of like hours out of the toxin, the poison condition alleviates, I presume?
Yes. The poison
Okay.
condition, I removed it from everybody already. But yeah, once you're out of it for a while, it alleviates, and the exhaustion will not go away until there's a long rest. So,
And I'm assuming I can use my arcane recovery to recover 3 levels worth of spell slots, correct?
yes.
Can I sort of like heal for the cleric magic that I have, just to make sure that it's still there?
Yeah. Yeah, you can get kind of like look inward within yourself, and you do still feel it's there.
Huh. Mordecai is kind of bewildered in this case because he can still cast the things that he was given by his demon dummy mummy, but she's gone. So what now? He's kind of pondering that.
Ben,
No,
oh,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
go for it.
No. Go ahead.
Ben is going to come to the teens and basically like check in on them physically. How y'all feeling?
I am okay. Just overwhelmed with being out of underground and back amongst real nature again.
Don't gotta tell me twice. I missed it more than I missed breathing, or maybe just about as much.
I thought
You, Matsumoto?
He narrows his eyes at the familiarity and then says, I am of good health.
Good, good. I'm gonna talk to the captain, try and figure out where we are, and see about getting y'all to Hellcorth real quick.
They nod.
The flyer wanders by and waves at Cypher's Eye. Like, it's been ages since I've spent time with another of my own kind. Mind if I take up space here, you folks?
She gestures.
I don't mean to intrude, but
She gestures to a spot next to her.
so I pull up a piece of ground. Yeah, all these enclosed places like that, they bring back all the old memories.
I'd rather not speak of it.
It's great. It's great to see the sky again and feel the grass again.
She nods.
We've got one more thing, but
Go ahead.
if nothing else happens, Ben's gonna walk up to Mordecai. Stand up.
Mordecai looks up at him, nods, and stands up.
Ben
Lillian
slaps
leans
him
nearby.
across the face.
The slap echoes into eternity. Sorry, go ahead.
I probably deserved that.
Hope you understand who's on your side now. And who isn't. And Ben will walk off.
I do.
Come on, Crow, let's get out of here.
Crow's like sniffing every bush. He's on his own mission. He's sniffing every bush. He's sniffing every pile of wood, every tree, everything. He's just on a mission that only like a creature like Crow could be on right now. And you recognize that in him, that he's just like, I'm in nature again, and he's just so wiggly and moving about and enjoying being an animal in a space like this again.
What noises is he making?
He's making stuff like and that kind of stuff.
Lovely,
Mhm.
lovely.
I'm gonna look at Eliana and Lillian, and I hope you'll forgive me for my momentary madness. I cast a spell on you, or tried to, at any rate.
Eliana will just kind of sigh and shake her head and goes, "We'll see what comes of it. I don't necessarily trust that you're out of the woods yet, but glad to see you're not trying to cast anything else on me."
Next time you do, for the record, I will be disemboweling you, just so you know.
Noted.
I do have a question, though.
I imagine you do.
Can you talk freely about it now?
By all means.
So, you had a book. There was something bound inside it.
I did.
You were talking to this
Was-
thing the whole time?
I was. Since before I left forests near Rossford, so quite some time indeed, perhaps 6 months.
How did that book come into your possession?
I found it in some ruins, very, very old ruins near Rossford. Found it completely by accident, and when I opened it, it told me the future. Told me things that, horrible things that happened, such as, oh God, it's the war.
Do you know who was inside the book?
I'm gonna hesitate for just a moment before speaking. She called herself Catraxia. That was her you saw in the temple down there when that little fairy creature popped out and she started fighting it.
I'll look to Lillian, because I don't know anything about demons the way Lillian does, and
Yeah.
see if that rings a bell for her.
Is there, now that I have the name and it's not a moment of like, whoa, is there anything I could roll to figure out what's up with that?
Yeah, you can roll a religion check if you'd like.
I will take the advantage on that one.
Okay. Let's see. Exhaustion does not do anything for this because it's only on ability checks, and this is a skill check. So you're good.
Nice. Love that. Very good.
Very good. You remember some... It's on a list of the banned books. But it is the Treatise on the 12 Screaming Hells. It is a document that is generally not circulated. It's by a man who's been stricken from all records, but you know his name with a 24. His name is Eagledorf Minteres. And when you hear the name, you're kind of hit with the the realization that Mordecai is the new Minteres, because the creature that he just named is the same creature that was giving Minteres the information. Ahiel's foremost daughter, the Queen of Divine Comedy, Catraxia. This is a greater demon of Ahiel. She is of the domain of trickery. Ahiel is also known as the Vile Jester, and the domain, the hell that they're from is Vilem Valam, which is also known as the High Court. You do know from your incredible religion roll here. I just saw your note there. Banned by the Florida School Board. Of course it is. You do know that the dark gods are often arrayed against each other. They only generally unite under Nehemoth's direction, but Ahiel, being the trickster that she is subversive, and she enjoys subverting her brother's will. And so it kind of falls into place now. If that creature that was in the temple with you and that was helping you all along was actually Catraxia, it makes sense for her to array herself against Nehemoth's forces in Nehemoth's own temple, because that would just be the biggest slap in the face, that the biggest, trick that could be played in that moment. It makes sense why she would help you all, why she would help Mordecai, because that's her jam, to put it succinctly. So it's starting to fall into place there.
But I'm guessing that Ahiel and by extension Catraxia's little games don't, just because they like to fuck with Nehemoth doesn't mean that they're gonna be like a real, like, reliable ally.
Yeah, they're not like we could depend on this ally to always be here for us. Absolutely not. Yeah. Right? You can depend on them to be there when it suits them the most.
Yeah.
Or when, the laugh that they're going to get out of it is going to be pretty good, right? But you can't rely on the fact that they would be there to offer military support. This is the level of support that they will give throughout any sort of occurrence, right? Where they will pick somebody or pick a few individuals and they'll help them specifically along in whatever, endeavors that they're doing, but also promoting their own game at the same time. Mordecai's been chosen, it seems, because, as you're thinking about this, as you're realizing this, you realize he's been chosen specifically. His soul already belongs to her. There's nothing you could do that could harm him. You could kill him, and she could raise him from the dead right there if she wanted to, because she is a greater demon, and she is extremely close to a god in power level. So, it's kind of funny in a twisted sort of way. Your earlier threats kind of come back to you like, there's nothing that I could. He might be afraid, but there's nothing I could do to this man that would,
that she, without her approval.
Right, without Catraxia's say so.
Well, it might not kill him, but it'll still hurt the entire time. All right.
Right. Yeah, you could make it hurt, but so you're kind of coming to this realization, and it's sort of like a brush with a god or that sort of thing. It's almost a religious experience. I don't suppose you're a follower of the dark gods, from what I remember from your backstory and what I know.
Quite the opposite.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you had to be allied-ish with one, Ahiel's not so bad.
Right, Lillian says. So you are a fucking jester.
Pardon?
Right. Mordecai, the last person who had that book, it didn't go well for him. It's not going to go well for you. Your demon, and by extension, the power she's from, really enjoy pulling one over on Nehemoth, but that does not make her an ally. So you are, for the moment, her favorite little jester. This is all been a joke.
Honestly, that's not even surprising.
Yeah, you remember like half the shit Catraxia's done around you, and all of it has been in the vein of comedy.
Now, is this a conversation that I can hear? Hey,
You're 30 feet from them. Your hearing range is 17 and a half feet, so no.
okay, so I'm not hearing this. Okay, probably for the best.
Yeah, that. Did she? I don't suppose she happened to mention some grand design she herself had.
I don't think I remember anything like that. Did she?
No, she never mentioned anything like that. She was always focused on what you were doing and getting you to places and getting you safely from places to other places.
Mm-hmm. No grand design that I was aware of. No.
Just because that piqued me, when y'all picked to come this route through the mountain, was that something that she advocated for?
He was the one
It
who
was,
told us
wasn't it?
about it.
It was, wasn't it?
It was.
She wanted to get here. She wanted to be
Well,
here to get out, then, is what that
I-
told me.
Out of character, though, she wasn't the only one advocating for this route, having found lore that indicated this route might exist. So,
Yeah, but,
Rexia.
for the conversation that they're having.
right, yeah, that's what I said. Out of character, yeah, she
Yeah,
wasn't the only one.
So,
I'm reminding Mordecai of
yeah.
he wasn't alone in the shenanigans.
She showed me the entire pathway here. I led the group that way.
Oh,
Do you think she wants the door?
I don't know.
She doesn't have the blood for it, if I can guess.
Blood for it.
That
Sacrifices.
ritual that the dagger put in my mind.
Oh.
Even if she is there by herself, she ain't got the sacrifices.
I suppose it's a question of whether, if we took the coward's way out, if that also applies to her, the ban. But
Well, we did take her past that threshold.
yeah, but I'm sure there's. I find when dealing with demons, expect the worst. That way, if it doesn't come through, you're pleasantly surprised. And when it does, you're prepared.
Does the name of the god who fell in the caldera was Khan?
It was
Kaal?
Ka.
Ka.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have any relation to a heel, would it?
They are siblings. All of the dark and light gods
Okay.
are siblings. They're all children of the earthly gods.
Yeah.
They're not direct siblings. Ahil's direct sibling is one of the other gods, but these two, Ka and Ahil are cousins.
Yeah, so I guess what I mean is, like, there's no, like, special particular, like, bond between them other than being part of the same pantheon.
No, there isn't, as far as you're aware.
Cool.
Mordecai, something that Ben said reminded you of something. When you guys entered that temple, Catraxia was trying to not only guide you through, but also get you to leave. She wanted you all to leave as soon as possible.
She did, yeah. So maybe it wasn't her doing compelling me to throw the book. Or was it?
No, that was her. You
That was
recognize
her.
you recognize that grasp on your spinal column. Yeah, that was her.
Oh, okay.
She
All right,
wanted you
cool,
to do
cool.
that, but the path that you were given, she did want you to go this way, but she did not want you to stay in the temple.
So then why did she command me to linger?
We were outside the temple at that point.
That's true. That's true. Interesting.
There's something else that you two. I really shouldn't be talking about this, but I will.
I think we're far past shouldn't be talking about it. Spit it out.
It's not just. There are these figures we've encountered. One's a drow archmage, or at least looks like one. Most powerful magic user I've ever seen. And my mom's really powerful. She has some idea of the flow of causality, the way events should be turning out. And their eyes on us, and I'm pretty sure it's on those two over there. And Ben will point an ear towards the two teenagers, Saifashai and Matsumoto.
When you say have an eye on us, what do you mean?
I mean, their magic is so powerful that if their sense is so finely tuned, we had a wizard with us. He died. He used a simple spell, but it was one of those spells that kind of nudges fate a little bit. And she saw it from wherever she was, wherever, and was immediately able to find us.
And in that case, regardless of what's going back on in the Caldera behind us, we gotta get those two to... We have to get those two away from here.
Gotta get them to Hellcourt, yeah. And I'll note, they really don't like the people knowing that they exist, so I didn't say any of this.
Does the captain know?
Yes.
Then my lips are sealed.
How is it that there is such an unholy tangle of fuckery concentrated within this one group?
I would imagine that's what the Archmage wanted to know too.
I really do hate it here.
One more minor detail, not to be repeated, is the person you're replacing, our old quartermaster. He was affiliated with that Archmage somehow. They knew each other.
Me and Praxia. You never met her, but or you did meet her.
I did meet her, and it was
Never
thoroughly
did,
unpleasant. Yeah.
We caught them talking together pretty candidly. Honestly, I think the Drow wanted us to know that she knew we were there, but then she kept talking as if we weren't. It was odd.
Of course,
She.
when he found out that when Praxia kept asking questions, he up and left. Which, no offense, he made this staff in 2 days. We're really hurting without him.
That's a 2-day job.
It's a bastardized version of the symbol of office of the Farloda Druids. It's like a year-long job for anybody else.
Oh hell, what the fuck am I doing here then? I'm not qualified.
He was, we suspect, just posing, keeping an eye on, making sure events unfolded as they believe they should. Overqualified, in a word.
Thoroughly disturbing.
Makes you wonder where he got to when he left, or if he's still somewhere around tailing us. If he really wanted to keep an eye.
If he
Pardon
did,
me,
then let's stop talking about it.
pardon the interruption. Your former quartermaster, was he also a runesmith by any chance?
He was.
What did you say he called himself again?
I didn't.
I believe I may know who you're talking about.
Luther?
I believe that's one of the names he uses. He never would tell me what his real name was. Didn't seem like he was very honest about his name.
Well, I suppose he has the right to be, seeing as he was so damn useful that we, things went to shit when he left.
And how ironic is it that I end up here?
How did you know him?
Let's just say he once upon a time convinced a somewhat nihilistic suicidal teenager that there was a reason to live and a reason to keep going, and was, we could say, his apprentice for a bit before he sent me in the direction of the military.
Carmen. Well, only one thing to do but to keep moving, I suppose. After we sleep, I could fucking sleep for a week.
Alright.
If I didn't know better, I'd say it almost sounds like he sent you here to watch us or something. I mean, obviously you said he sent you here, but
He just sent me to join the military. It didn't. I don't, as far as I know, he didn't have anything to do with where I ended up being posted.
too
Just
many
suggested that might be a
coincidences.
better way to get. He just suggested that might be a better way to get back at the demons than one teenage girl taking on the world. After all, look at me. How do you think I ended up this way? If there's anyone among you that has any right to hate demonkind and want them wiped off the face of the earth, I would be first in line.
You know, you'll make it to the front of that line if you run off less, I should say. I am so fucking tired. Oh my god.
I'm just glad to be somewhere where I'm not looked on as someone they should make a holy symbol at, or hide your children indoors, or thinks that my kind are some sort of demons ourselves. A place where I can make a difference, or at least try to.
And you try next time not to run off at every possible opportunity to touch things and cause problems, because if you can do that, then I think we can help you get what you want.
This one here, he's really great at parties, isn't he?
It's a she.
Or sorry, she. No.
Literally, all you gotta
Yeah,
do, kid, is say, "Hey, I see something, Captain. Can I go check it out?" And then wait for a response.
I think I got the hang of that as we were leaving that place.
And then if they say no, you don't do it.
But that's why we marked a few things, and that's why you marked a few things on the map. And she kind of grins and winks at him, or her grins and winks at her. It's like, yeah. And wanders back off to hang out with Cypher Shack.
Well, may the Star Dragon strike me down, but hopefully things will be a little less complicated from here on.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Why would you say that?
After
Don't
everything
do that.
we have it. There's so many. Oh, No, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. It's over. I'm done.
I feel like I need to make a roll from that. I'm gonna do so privately. Oh, I love it. Okay. I think we're gonna call it here for the evening. So, we'll pick up right here. We'll have a camp episode. Finally.
Yay.
Woo!
Crafting.
Training, role play to extreme lengths. It'll be nice. It'll be good. A nice stretch. We'll have a camp episode, and I got everything I need for the next large-scale encounter that we have, as well as any other encounters that we have. So we should be good fully from an administrative standpoint. There are no other announcements to make. Just tune in for October. Those of you that are curious about some of the lore stuff we were talking about, you can look at the lore documents in the channel, the lore channel, and a lot of the stuff we talked about today was referenced in there in that information. So feel free to peruse that. Re-dive back into stuff. Look at older episodes if you're curious about some of the other stuff that happened today, especially with the conversation that just happened. So that's about it for me. I'm gonna have us sign off now, and we're gonna all have a good night, hopefully. So see ya. Bye.